Thank you. Hello, 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 you guys. Hello. Oh, good grief. Y'all, everything dropped out of the bottom there. I don't know what happened. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that so much. Y'all, when things don't go right in my life or according to plan, um, I seriously have heart palpitations. It's terrible. And I signed on. Well, I was going to sign on, get it all set up, ready to do this live, like 10 minutes prior, right? Just make sure everything was boom and everything was going good. And y'all, I didn't have StreamYard. I had no StreamYard connection at all. At all. And I pay $50 a month to have StreamYard. I don't know what happened. All of my overlays, everything's gone. All of it's gone. So, I mean, Peter came over here and I didn't want to, you know, ask Peter to wait. So I was like, I'm just going to pay the stupid thing again and I'll work it out later. So then when that happened, it didn't add on. It didn't. So I paid the $50 again. Still nothing happened. So then I just hit this little button that says add 100 hours. That's what I did, you guys. I don't know what's going on. All I know now is I'm broke. But at least I'm here. Ugh, what a mess. Let me say hi to everybody real quick. Amanda, hello, bestie. I hope you're well. Evie, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Mike, good to see you. I'm still having a little bit of heart palpitations, you guys, but I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna get through it, just because you know when you know people are waiting on you, and then there's no telling how long StreamYard's been down, you guys. So I don't know if anybody got notifications or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Peter, good to see you, love bug. Thank you for coming in. Just give me a few minutes here to greet everybody, wait for some more people to come in, and then we'll get started. I've been talking about this, Peter. I really want you to know that I've been talking about this forever. Um, my regular subs and we talk about homestead and different things like that. And I told him I was hanging out with you guys and stuff, and then, just felt on my heart to ask you to do it. I couldn't believe you said yes. Like, I just feel honored. Hi, Ryan. Chili Chick, good to see you, love bug. Judy and the Big Italian, thanks y'all for being here. Thank you so much for coming. They're from Peter's crowd, I think. Anybody that is here from Peter's crowd, thank you guys so much for coming over or from other channels. Let me know what channels you guys are at. And please sub up here. I got some big news to tell y'all about. Wild Angel, good to see you, love. Thanks, y'all, for coming in. Gosh, I appreciate it so much. See, there I was just having a freak out moment. Good. Oh, mercy. See, someone said peace. They probably just didn't know how much I needed that peace butt nuggets. Thank you so much. I hope everybody's doing good. Wow, there's so many new faces in here that I see. Miss Barbara. Hello, honey. I hope you're having a good day. Good day. You're in my prayers, Miss Barbara. Every day you're in my prayers. Every day I think with you, think about you, and I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, I need an IT guy because y'all, I just spend all kind of money. I don't know what the heck I'm doing for real. Rose Petal, good to see you. Thank you for coming, you guys. I appreciate it so much. So much. Peter sent you guys. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. Peter has been so kind to me, you guys. Well, everybody in y'all's group has been so kind to me, and I appreciate it so much. I really am interested in the lifestyle. I have been for a long time, and and so I just started traveling around on YouTube to find y'all, and I did. I found y'all, and I'm excited about it. Oh, mercy, it's been a mess. It's been a mess. Live chat sort. I don't know what that means, but okay. It's good to see you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, y'all hit the like for me. And if you haven't subbed up, please sub up. Homesteaders, but move to country. Well, that's okay. That's okay because one day if y'all knew my plan for retirement, it's just to get a small trailer, you guys, and travel this US of A. I'm a true patriot, 100%. I love my country. Travel this USA, go meet people I've never met before, sit on their porches, let them give me coffee and Diet Coke, and tell me their story, and then I'll jump back in my truck and my little camper and head to the next porch that'll have me. Really, that's all I want out of life, you guys. That's it. Thank you so much, Judy. I appreciate that. Peter's a good guy, you guys. Good guy, good guy. Thank y'all so much. Oh, I bet you do like Peter because I've seen you over there. Yes, I have. I love you, Miss Barbara. I hope you feel my hugs. I hope you feel a hug from Leanie every day. Let me go ahead and say that now. Everybody's confused about my name. My name is Leanie. But it doesn't matter what you call me because I've been called a lot worse and I don't get offended. Big I love, love all of y'all for coming over here and letting me uh, have Peter charm you. Heavenly Blue, hello, beautiful lady. Thank you for coming. Now, see, I don't know what. Oh, does U.S. mean U.S., or does it mean SSSS? I don't know what that means, but I've seen it before in your guys' chat. So please let me know what that means because I don't know. I don't know. Cooey, Lulu, Lulu, I thought about you last night, honey. I was catching up on some news and stuff, and I just want to send my condolences over to my sisters in Australia. Um, I know you guys had a very sad thing happen in one of your shopping malls yesterday, and I think 6 people altogether lost their lives. Um, and I'm sending my sisters over there big hugs. I love you guys. I thought about you guys last night. My heart was heavy for you. Um, so yeah, they had someone come through their mall, y'all, and just uh, did a lot of damage there. Took 5 ladies' lives and one gentleman's life, I think. So Lulu, big hugs to you, honey, and to Waffles and to Melly Joe and to anybody else that's coming over here from Australia. All right, you guys, let me just run through really quick, say hi so we can get the show on the road. We can get the show on the road. You did a self-imposed time out. Wow. Wow. The crime in Sydney has really affected me. I work in violence against women who stab a baby. Lulu, I am so sorry. Big hugs to you, honey. Take some time for yourself. Um, do what you need to do to decompress that, and maybe that's here. Let's talk to Peter and And maybe all I think that's what a lot of us come on online for, is to step out of the real world and um, to be with people who care. So I want you to know I care about you, and I am truly sorry for what's happened there. Big hugs to you, love bug. Leaning the US is flags and the U2 side only shows us tag. Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. I was always wondering what that was. Sounds like something my sis would choose. Heavenly blue. Well, you need to see her eyes. Her eyes are insane, gorgeous. Tootie, hello, honey. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and just drop my link for Peter to come up. Those that have not met him yet, the regulars in my chat, I would love for you to meet him, and I'm super excited about this. Um, so I'm going to drop the link and let Peter take that link really quick and come up here and let's have a discussion. Let's do that. I think I got to say hello to everybody. Peter, there's the link. Please go ahead and take that. Um, oh, hey, Mirandy, good to see ya. Good to see ya. Peter, go ahead and take the link. Hey, Frank, good to see ya.
Yeah.
Just waiting on Peter from Homestead. Old Man King Homestead. He's going to come up here, and he's given me the privilege of interviewing him tonight.
Ooh.
So that's what we're doing. We're excited about it.
I'm
Waiting
excited
on
too.
him to take the link. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. How are you doing, Frank?
I'm doing good.
Good. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
If you want to hang around for a little while, that'll be fine.
I can't
And
join chat, so
okay, that's fine. That's fine. Just sit up here so you could be a part of it
can I
too.
interview him
Randy,
with
can you interview him? Yeah, sure. We can both learn together. Um, Mirandy, thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. Peter, take the link, honey. I hope you're able to come up here. Amanda, Peter is he has his own channel. It is um y'all, my head just went crazy. It just went nuts. But that happens a lot to me. See, I have too much going on up there. Old Man King Homestead. And here he is, you guys. Is it okay to add you to the stage right now, Peter? I don't see a picture or anything up there. Do you want a picture up there? Do you want a picture up there? All right, let's just add you to the stage and see what happens. I don't see a picture of you, Peter.
Good evening.
Welcome. There you are. How are you? Uh-oh, you're dragging just a little bit. You're dragging there just a little bit. And you're stuck. Now you're stuck. There you go. Can you hear me, Peter?
Yep, I can hear you fine. My
hello,
laptop
Peter.
is
Yep.
giving me issues. It took forever for it to connect.
You know what? I think that it just has something to do with this, but we're going to go on with it because I had struggled too to get online. So it is what it is. But I want to introduce you to everybody. This is Peter from Old Man King Homestead. And I have been hanging out with him now, well, longer than he knows, to tell you all the truth. I have been hiding in the bushes over at Peter's for about a week and a half, 2 weeks before I ever got up enough courage to say hey to his chat and to him. Did you know that, Peter?
Well, I know I just started seeing you not too long ago. But
Yeah.
it,
Yeah, I hung out there and was just watching you and paying attention, and I adore you.
Well, thank you.
As a
So,
farm boy myself, I'm already loving this.
so Peter, I want to introduce you to Frank. Frank is from the Netherlands, and he's coming up here because he's got some issues going on with his computer too. So I just had him come up, and we just want to talk to you together, if that's okay.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Peter.
So first off, my husband, we went to dinner tonight, and he was asking me about you, and he said, "Well, what I want to know is what the difference is between a homesteader and a farmer."
Well, normally a homesteader is doing stuff small scale just to support their own family.
Oh,
And a
mm,
farmer tic- tic- typically is doing stuff on a larger scale. And these days, a lot of farmers are actually, not that they're getting rich at it, but they're a bigger business.
I understand. So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, Peter? I know you told me before that you come from New York. Is that correct?
Yes, I lived in New York up until last May. I started doing YouTube in July of 2022, and I met a lot of people on YouTube, and they knew that I was looking to move south. And then they're both in chat here, Tiny Farm Nuggets and Butt Nuggets Homestead, which actually their main channel is Tiny Farm Nuggets. That's Brett and Deborah. They said, give us a call sometime. We want to talk to you. And I can't remember if they emailed me their phone number or what they did, but they got me their phone number. So I gave them a call, and they said, hey, if
Uh-oh. He will be back.
Oh damn.
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody in chat. Thank you for being here. Peter will be back in a minute. He's struggling with his laptop, and that's okay. This is Frank, who's up here with me. He does true crime. He's my buddy. We have bonded over the Delphi murders here in Indiana, and so yeah, that's who Frank is. Peter's coming in on another. So let's try this one. Hi, Peter.
hello, sorry about that.
That's okay.
This laptop is giving me so many problems. My newest laptop is in the shop. He's had it for over 2 months now. He's having trouble getting parts for it.
Oh no. So,
I got to get a hold of him and see if he can get the parts for it.
well,
So
let's
I don't
try
know
to
where
figure
I
that
cut
out for
out.
you. Where you cut out, let's see. So you were talking about how your friends, you got in touch with them. They wanted you to call them, so you called them um, from Butt Nugget Homestead,
But Nuggets
Tiny Farm
Homestead and
Nugget.
Tiny Farm
Hmm.
Nuggets. Tiny Farm
Hmm.
Nuggets is actually their main channel. Well,
Okay.
anyways, when I got a hold of them, they said, oh, we know you're looking to move south and we know the situation that you're in. Well, we've got an old camper here. It was an old fifth wheel that actually was given to them when their house burnt a couple years ago, and they stayed
Oh
in it for
wow.
a while. They said it's
Wow.
nothing spectacular, but if you want to stay in that until you can find a permanent place, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, how nice.
Yep, it was very nice to them. And then
So,
May 1st of last year, I got a message from the guy that owned the property where I was staying in New York. And almost everywhere is in New York. It's illegal to live in a camper.
mm,
Well, I was living in a camper there, and his next door neighbor was trying to claim part of his property. So
Mhm.
he wanted to get me out of there. So he called code enforcement. And he had
All
pictures of
right.
me going in and out of the camper and my washer and dryer, my generator. So there was no denying, because the guy who owned the property was trying to tell the code enforcement officer, oh no, there's no one living out there. And he had fooled him up until that point. Well, anyways, he told me, he said, you're going to have to find somewhere immediately. And I couldn't find
Uh-huh.
anywhere local to move my camper to. So I gave Brett and Deborah a call and said, I know I wasn't planning on coming down until fall, but I need somewhere to go right now. And they said,
Oh, wow.
okay, we'll get the camper ready, and in a few days it'll be ready for you to move into it.
Oh, wow. So, Peter, do you believe that was a God thing?
I wouldn't doubt that it was.
I mean, here these people, you met them, there's something called the internet. Didn't know them from Adam, really. They offered you a
Yep.
place to live. And then right after that, I mean, you were basically displaced, and God had already opened up an avenue for you to go down.
Yeah, and everything has just fallen into place since then.
Wow. So how does it feel to be in the perfect will of God?
I love it.
And I love hearing you say that, because there's no other way to. I listen, I am a big believer. I do. I do. I believe. I believe. I believe. And listening to you tell that story, I mean, God has set you up with the right people at the right. There's no other way to say it than it's a God thing.
And there's even more to the story
Tell
about
me
how
more.
I actually got here. Well, Josh from Sherman's Family Farm had said that he would tow my camper down here, but my camper needed some work done on it. Tires weren't even holding air, just sitting there, so I was going to have to get some tires for it. The lights have been taken off it, so it would need lights, and who knows about the wheel bearings and stuff like that. And I didn't have time to get any of that work done. So in the meantime, one of my subscribers, who doesn't want to be named, sent me an email and saying, I've been a longtime follower of your channel, and I know what's going on and stuff. Well, she was living in Indiana at that time, and she said, I live in Indiana, but next week I have to go to Arkansas to close on my new house.
Oh,
So she
wow.
said, I'll go to New York, pick you up, and then we'll head to Arkansas.
Wow.
So,
That is amazing. That
so
is amazing.
once I got that email, I think it was 4 or 5 days later, we were packing up her van, heading off to Arkansas.
And that's where you're at right now, right?
Yep.
So let me ask you a question really quick. I try to keep up with my chat pretty well. I want to just say hey to those that have come in. I appreciate you guys being here so much. This is Peter from Old Man King Homestead, you guys. And he's just up here giving us a little testimony, a little glimpse into his life. And I appreciate it so, so much. Lulu wants to know, are homesteaders self-sufficient, live off the grid? So, are you self-sufficient? Do you live off of what you grow, or is that the plan, or how is this going to work?
Well, I can explain a little bit about that. The actual definition of homestead is to be either somewhat or fully self-sufficient. If you grow a garden, that's a form of homesteading. If you have chickens, either for meat or eggs, whatever, that's another form of homesteading. Some homesteaders are almost, or some of them I think are completely self-sufficient and living off-grid. When I was in New York,
Gotcha.
I was off-grid there. I had a generator that I was charging up a couple batteries. And when I was using the higher powered stuff, like my microwave and air fryer and stuff, I'd run that off the generator. And then I would charge up the batteries so I'd have power in there the rest of the time for my phone charger, laptop charger, light, stuff like that.
Wow. Lulu also wants to know, is it difficult to live off grid or is it quite doable?
There is some difficulties, but it is quite doable.
What would you
And
say is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, less than a month before I had to move out of where I was in New York, there was a homesteader that lived about an hour from me, brought me some solar panels.
Oh, nice.
That was going to help me some there. But then after I moved, they had electric available here for me and stuff. So I didn't really get the solar panel set up down here. But that's one thing I plan on doing. And also, I should say that I'm going to be moving most likely within the next couple months. I have found a house, and the same subscriber that brought me down here actually bought the house and is going to let me do a rent to own on it.
Oh, wow. That's so nice.
So once I get there, then I'm going to get my chickens set up the way they need to be. And my long-term plan on the chickens is to hatch out baby chicks and sell them as a source of income. I'll have eggs that I can sell. And then I want to do some
Nice.
gardening. I got to get some raised beds set up because of my disability. I can't do anything in the ground. I've got to have it up in the air.
Okay.
And then I'll be selling vegetables at the farmer's market and stuff like that.
Wow. Good
So
on
that's going to help towards the
you.
self-sufficiency.
So, is this something you have always wanted to do?
Well, I grew up on a small family farm. We didn't have a lot, maybe 5, 6 cows, I think was the most cows I ever remember. And my father had a couple pigs up until he decided not to do the pigs anymore. And my mom had chickens, but she quit with the chickens when I was quite young. And at that time, she could sell her eggs to the local country store. So she sold her eggs there.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what they used to stock the shelves with. And
Wow.
then kind of got away from that for a while. And now that I became disabled, I decided I want to get back doing stuff like that.
Nice. So, if I just want you to know, if I ever ask you something and you don't want to answer it, just you don't have to answer it, okay?
Okay.
But do you have any children?
Yes, I have one son
Hey.
that I adopted when he was 12 years old. He's 35
Okay.
now. He's still living in New York. He says he wants to move down here eventually, but I'm not sure on that. I hope he does.
So he agrees with this way of life that you've chosen?
Yes.
What would you say is the hardest part of this type of life?
Um. Well, there is a lot of. I'm sorry, I'm fading in and out there.
It's okay.
There is a lot of obstacles, but I enjoy doing it, so I don't really think of it being that hard because I can work at my own pace, and
Oh, okay.
I know what I can do and can't do. Because with my disability, that's important to know what I can do. And
Right.
I have figured out what I can do. Sometimes I push it a little too far, but I try not to. Yeah, I think
Lil-
Judy Gould there might have it, the physical labor.
Okay. Lulu wants to know what type of climate do you live in? Is it humid, dry, mountainous, subtropical, etc.? And what are your average summers and winters like?
Well, it'll be a year in May that I've been here, so I can only base it on the past year. It's there's mountains all around us, but I'm actually in between two mountain ranges right now. And once I get moved,
Wow.
I'm also going to be in between two mountain ranges. The summers
Can
are
you
warm.
warm as in like 90s?
Um, Last summer it was good share of it was 90s, and there was some days that was over 100.
Oh, wow.
Our warmest was 104.
So
And
for some, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, as far as the humidity, that's a funny thing here. At night, it's higher than heck. It it'll be up
Really?
to 90% at night, early morning, but then from noon on until evening, it drops and it's much lower here than it is in New York.
So how does a New Yorker handle those kind of temperatures in the summer?
Well, the one thing is the difference in the humidity is what helped me because during the hottest part of the day, the humidity is lower here. So
Uh,
in New York, if it gets up 90 degrees, it's unbearable. But here,
oh wow.
you're talking 100 degrees before it gets unbearable.
Oh really?
Yeah,
So it just makes a difference really what the humidity's doing
yes.
and how you can handle it and stuff. Oh wow.
And
Yeah,
then
because
at
that's one.
night, like I said, at night, the humidity just skyrockets.
Wow. That's what my husband really wanted me to ask you also was how you it was what the culture shock was like whenever you moved from New York, um, you know, uh, in mid America. Was it a culture shock?
Somewhat, but not too bad. I love the winters here, though.
Oh,
We
I'll
only
bet.
we only had a week of winter. this past
Yeah.
winter.
Where you were from in New York, did it snow all the time?
Um, when I was a kid, from Thanksgiving to the first part of April, there was snow on the ground continuously. The last 10, 15 years, maybe even last 20 years, it it comes and goes,
Uh-huh.
but it will still start early. Like the last
Oh,
winter
wow.
that I spent in New York, it was one of the mildest winters we'd ever had. But a week and a half before Thanksgiving, we had 3 feet of snow.
Oh, wow.
But then
Wow.
right after Thanksgiving, it was gone. First part of December was beautiful. We had bare ground good part of December, and then I think it was Christmas night or the night after Christmas, we were below zero.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
And then March was very rough last year. But down here, yeah, it got down in the 20s, even in the teens a few nights, but warmed up during the day. And then we had almost a week in January where it was a real winter. Saturday was a beautiful day. Saturday night, it went below zero. Sunday,
Wow.
we got 2.5 inches of snow, which normally would melt before the day's over. But it was so cold for those few days. We had snow on the ground until about noon on Thursday of that week. Then it
Oh,
warmed
wow.
up. And as far as I'm concerned, being from New York, winter was over.
Oh, okay.
We
Okay.
did have one other time that we had like a half inch of snow gone before noon. Other than that, that was all the snow that we had down here all winter.
So, is there anything about New York that you miss?
No, there's not really.
Really?
When they were talking about the Northern Lights a few weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
how great they were, um, you had to be in the right spot, and you didn't see them all the time, but occasionally you could see them in New York. Here we have
Uh-huh.
no chance of seeing the Northern Lights, but that
Yeah,
wasn't
but you get to see
something.
mountains.
Yep. Well, I saw mountains in New York too, because I actually lived in the foothills of the Adirondack Mountains,
Oh, okay.
and it went an hour, I'd be right into the mountains.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, what is the best thing about living where you're living now? I asked you what was the hardest thing. What is the best thing?
Well, for me, the winter is one thing that is a very big plus because of my disability. I have a very tough time with the snow and cold. So that makes it better for me. And everyone is just so friendly and helpful around here. Where in New
So,
York, you've got
I'm sorry.
some people that are friendly and helpful, but down here, it's almost everyone.
Mm, mm. So, the people are different.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. All right. So, let's get back to the chicken thing. So, the plan is to move into the new home early late spring, early summerish, somewhere right there.
Well, I don't know if you've heard me telling on any of my lives of what the holdup is, but I'll let you know that, and also all the viewers can find out. The house I'm moving into is currently occupied by Jeff from Bobblehead Homestead. Last year, he
Okay.
purchased a new piece of property. It's almost 7 acres, I believe it is. And he's been in the process of getting that cleared because it was just raw land, absolutely nothing there. So he's in the process of getting that cleared, getting his tiny house that he used to live in a few years back, getting that moved to the property, getting the septic system in, getting hooked into the county water, and all that stuff. And he was planning on being moved by late last summer or early fall. And he just ran into one delay after another.
Mm,
But now he's getting darn close to moving.
I gotcha.
It
So you're gonna also,
it should be
if I'm
within
gonna
a
keep in mind.
month. He should be moved.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep bugging you about getting
Okay,
your wish list up because I want to buy you a housewarming gift. That's important. Gotta have a housewarming gift.
I'll get
Uh-oh, I
that
think you're
that
muted.
updated.
Other.
I've been looking at some stuff. I've been having some problems here, and
That's okay.
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. You're just breaking up just a little bit. Uh-oh. Well, I'm sure he will be back. Hey, hello to everybody that's in chat. I appreciate you sticking around. You guys, please hit the like for us, please. I appreciate that so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I don't know. Do I have any? Lulu, can you drop Peter's channel in chat? If not, I can do it when this is over with. Um, I don't know what mods are here and what's not besides Lulu. But I thank you guys for all sticking around. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, please. I know there are other big channels right now that are live. Peter can just type in hi in chat so we can copy it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, as soon as he comes back, he's spinning right now. But as soon as he comes back, but oh, he dropped down. Let me see if I can get his. I know there's a lot of bigger channels right now, you guys that are on. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. A lot of stuff going on out there. So the ones that have come over here, I appreciate it so much. And Peter's back. Peter, can you just drop hi in chat so Lulu can post your link for us? Nothing bigger than my channel. Lulu, that's because you're my sister. Yeah, if you could just say hi in chat really quick, then Lulu will go over and grab your channel.
Oh,
I
okay.
appreciate that. Because not a lot of the mods are here. No, in fact, no mods are here except for Lulu. So no, there's a lot going on YouTube. Thank you so much, Judy. I appreciate that. Yeah, there it is, Lulu. There it is. I can drop the link for anybody that one of Peter's friends, if you want to come up here and chat with us. If you feel like doing that, you're welcome to take the link. I'm gonna do that. And maybe talk about things that's going on in your homestead. So let's talk about the chickens again. I didn't get to touch a whole lot on those. Please don't think you guys listen. I've been all over the world. I am.
Might have to turn off my camera, so I'm gonna do that.
Oh yeah, you could turn your camera off if you want to. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. This is what I do know. StreamYard is all messed up.
We'll see if this helps. I know someone suggested that.
Thank you, Lulu. That is
Yes,
Peter's.
actually, when I get
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. Well, Peter's stuck again. That's okay. That's okay. I'm hoping um, I'm sure he'll be able to get it together, but maybe one night when his laptop is working a little bit better, he'll come back many, 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 many times. Many times. I would like to get uh talk with all of y'all. Let's try this one, Peter. Edge of stage on this one. There we go.
okay, I guess that didn't
Okay.
help.
That's okay. I'll just drop this one out
I
and
actually
then
lost Wi-Fi signal that time.
oh, you did? Are y'all having storms?
No, we're not.
Oh, okay. Okay, I understand. I don't know. StreamYard is just acting all kind. I don't know what happened to my StreamYard, you guys. I really don't know what happened there. Um, but anyways, the chicken. So the idea is once you thank you so much, Lulu, for subbing up to Peter. I appreciate that. Um,
Thank you, Lulu.
she's from Australia, you guys. She's one of my Australian sisters. We love her. Um, so please don't think I'm ignorant. Well, I am ignorant. I don't mind being called ignorant because the word ignorant actually means unlearned. Okay. So I am ignorant to this, but I am not dumb. Okay. I'm willing to learn. Um, every chicken that looks different is a different type of chicken, correct? Meaning, like, some of them are pure white, some of them are brown, some of them have big feathers, some of them have little feathers. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. You're talking about different breeds of chickens.
Different breeds of the
There is,
chickens.
I don't know how many different breeds of chickens there is, but it's hundreds of them.
But none are more like n- none of them are worth more than another one though, correct?
Yes, some of them are
Does
worth
that
more.
really?
Yep.
Huh.
Especially some of
Okay.
the rare chickens that are harder to get. Some of them are very expensive.
But why doesn't this is going to sound silly, but
But
doesn't
for the
a
time
chick
being, I will only be dealing with. I didn't catch what you were saying
oh,
there.
but I just don't understand why a I mean, different types of breeds of chickens are worth more than the others when they all do the same thing. I guess it's like dogs,
Um,
cats, cows, I guess, right?
yeah, that's a good example there.
So Judy is
Um,
saying that you have cats as well. How many cats do you have?
I have 9 cats.
Wait, what? Really?
Yep.
Are they all really spoiled?
Yep. They are.
How do they handle the chickens?
They're inside cats,
Oh,
but
okay. But they don't do they try to get out?
usually not. On a rare
Okay.
occasion, one might try to get out, but for the most part, they're very content with staying inside. They've been inside their whole life, so they're happy with it. But once I get
Oh,
moved, the house I'm moving into has a covered porch on it,
okay.
and I'm gonna use some hardware cloth and get that enclosed in there and make a catio for the cats.
Okay.
There's a small room. I guess it would use as an office at one time. It could be a
Uh-huh.
small bedroom, but anyways, that room is going to be the cat room. I'm
Gotcha.
going to try to keep their toys in that room, in their cat tree, and that's where I plan on feeding them, is in that room. And there's a window that goes out onto the porch. Actually, two windows that go out onto the porch from that room. I'm going to put a cat door in the bottom of one of the windows, so they'll be able to go out on the porch, and they'll all be enclosed with hardware cloth, so they won't be able to go anywhere. Nothing will be able to get to them. So they'll have a
Well,
little more room and be able to experience the outdoors.
I like that because I have two golden retrievers and we have our own living room. They have their own couch. We have our own living room in here, and if humans decide to come in here and they sit on the couch, if they even try telling one of my dogs to move so they could sit down, oh no, they have to leave. They have to go. That's not happening. There's two living rooms. You can take the human one. I sit with my pups in here. Um, let's see. He said, talk about the dogs. Butt Nugget
Okay.
said, the dogs.
Okay, here where I'm living, Brett and Deborah had livestock guardian dogs here, and they got a few more than they need right now. So I'm actually going to be taking two of the dogs with me when I move.
Oh, nice.
So I
And
have
they're
two
outdoor
livestock guardian.
dogs?
Yes. Yep, they're livestock guardian dogs. So their job is to stay outside, keep predators away, and if chickens happen to get out, help me get the chickens back in.
Oh, wow. I love that. What kind of dogs are they?
The father of them is Great Pyrenees and Anatolian, and the mother is Great Pyrenees and Australian Shepherd.
Oh,
So
wow.
basically, the puppies are, well, their youngest one's 6-month-old puppy. The other one is an adult dog now. But anyways,
Oh,
so
wow.
basically they're half Great Pyrenees, a quarter Anatolian, and a quarter Australian Shepherd.
My kids have a full-blooded Great Pyrenees, pure white, and he's gorgeous. And he lives in in, he's an inside dog. He goes out to his bathroom, but he's very, very. They've got four daughters. My son has four daughters, and that dog is so protective of my grandchildren. So protective. They're beautiful, beautiful dogs. Wow, I love that.
Yep.
And they don't mind cats, huh?
Um,
What? I know
one
they
of my
won't be living
cats,
together, but
one of my cats got out. I don't know, a few months ago. Maybe it was last fall. I can't remember exactly when it was now. And they were barking and growling at him terrible. They scared the heck out of that poor cat. But I don't know if they
oh
meant any
no.
harm or not.
But the cat came back.
Actually, the cat climbed up a pole in the barn
Uh-huh.
and got up out of the reach of the dogs. And then I had quite a time convincing him to come back down.
Oh
But
wow.
he did come down, and got him back inside. Still don't know exactly how he got out, but
All right. I know I'm all over the place with this, but things just keep popping up in my head that I want to talk to you about. Is that okay?
yep, that's fine.
So, if somebody like me were to want to go and build a homestead or start a homestead or whatever, what where do I look to find that kind of land? Is it on auction sites or
Um, it's actually kind of hard to find because it's being bought up so quick. But you may be able to find something on an auction site. If you can stay away from a realtor, it's best that you do because price is higher and some of them are kind of difficult to work with.
okay?
How I ended up
So,
finding the property I'm going to be moving to is I just knew that Jeff was moving, had his place for sale. And the property that he bought that he's going to be moving to, I don't know how he found it, but that was someone that got a hold of a big piece of property and divided it up into 6, 7, 8, somewhere around there, acre plots,
oh wow.
and was selling them owner finance.
Oh, nice.
But
So a lot of
basically,
times, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, basically, you've got make some connections in the area that you want to get the property in. Have people looking out, see if they see any property, and just everything you can possibly think of. Check Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, because it sometimes it's kind of difficult to find because, like I was saying, that property is selling so quick.
Right. So, eventually it's just going to come down to word of mouth, right? Pretty much, right?
Basically, that's your best bet.
Yeah. That's so sad too. That's really sad because well, I don't want to get into politics, but it's not the American people buying this stuff up, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Um, Hi, Lynn the Okie. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Anybody I haven't said hello to, thank you for coming in and hanging out with me and Peter. Peter's channel has been dropped in chat. If you guys don't mind going and subbing up to him, I appreciate it so much. And all these other homesteaders, lovely people that are in here. Um, if you sweet talk Lulu really well, I bet you she could drop your link. I don't mind dropping links. The only thing that I ask is that you've subbed up to me as well. I'm trying to grow a channel here too. So I thought it was funny that Lulu said in chat a little while ago that white white eggs come from white chickens and dark eggs come from dark chickens. And honest to goodness, that's what I thought. Is that
Um,
sad?
well, they're well, we really have to get into chicken genetics, but the biggest egg producer there is the white leghorn, and they lay white eggs. And
Okay.
most of what you're buying in the store, if you get white eggs, there's a very, very good chance. It's 90 some percent chance that that's a white leghorn egg.
Oh, okay.
There is
Okay.
some darker colored ones, but they're not as well known that do lay white eggs. But there's a lot of chickens lay brown eggs.
You know, being a chicken farmer right now is not a bad deal, Peter. Eggs are expensive.
I'm not sure how much the farmer's getting from them, though.
Oh, really? Yeah, but even if you could sell like a couple dozen like to families and stuff in your area or at the farmers market.
Yeah, you can. The only problem is when you're doing it small scale, you you definitely can sell eggs to reduce your feed cost, and some people are paying for their feed by selling eggs.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can't really make a lot of money, even at the higher prices. You can't really make a lot of money if you're small. But the big egg producing farms, that's where they're making money. But I'm not so sure that they're getting their fair share of that.
All right, so here's another silly question. How do you know when, okay, so some eggs you keep to hatch and then some eggs you sell. How do you know the ones that have been fertilized? Does that make
You don't
sense?
you don't really know 100%, but if you've got a rooster in with I'm a little bit light on the hens right now. But if you got a rooster in with anywhere from like 6 to 10, maybe 12 hens, and he's doing his job, then chances are those eggs are
Oh, wow. Let me say
fertilized.
this
Actually.
let me say this really cute, really quickly. Judy Jules, thank you so much. If you guys sub up, please just let Lulu know she's my only mod in chat right now, and I'm sorry about that. Let Lulu know that you're subbed, and we'll drop your link here. And then if you see me go, I try to schedule my lives out so people know. Anytime you come in here after that, I usually run anywhere from 30 to 50 people right now in chat. That's why I don't like going live on Friday and Saturday because the bigger channels go live. But anytime you see me live, come on in, drop your links in chat. Um, so yeah, can you, Lulu, would you mind dropping Judy Jules and the Big Italians? Thank you so much, Judy, for subbing up. I appreciate that. Y'all hit the like as you're coming and going, and thank you for being here. I appreciate that so much. So I had another question about the chickens. Dang it. Keep talking, Peter. I'm sorry. Tell me what else you got.
Um, well, I don't think we ever got my particular plans on the chicken breeding.
Yes, let's
I'm
talk about that.
I'm in the process right now. That's why I've got these chicks that I got in February. Because last summer I got some chicks, and then all of a sudden, when they were about a month old, half of them died.
Oh,
So that
wow.
that set me behind a little bit. And I've got these now to replace those. I still need to get a few more to really get going. But once I get going, then I'm going to have Barred Rock, Buff Orpington, Easter Eggers, and I think I've got one Rhode Island Red Hen right now that she's going to be part of my pet flock because I've had her for almost 3 years now. But I
Oh,
think I want
wow.
to get some Rhode Island Reds because they're a very popular chicken and start breeding them also.
So
And
whenever you if you have eggs, right, to sell, do people ask you what type of hen it comes from?
The only way someone would do that, I haven't sold any eggs yet, but the only way someone would really be concerned over which breed the eggs came from is if they wanted hatching eggs.
Gotcha, gotcha. That makes sense.
If they wanted to put them in
That
an
makes
incubator and try to hatch somehow, then they may want certain breeds. But
so how many chick
as far as
go
eating
ahead.
eggs, it really doesn't matter what the breed is.
Lulu, can you drop Lindy Oki's chat for me, please? Channel for me. Lulu, I'll give you some money, sister. I'm sorry. I'll put you on payroll. um so how many do you think, Peter, that you have to that you what is your goal? What's your how many hens would be your goal?
Um, I would say within the next year or so, we're getting started here. I'm probably going to have around 50-ish between hens and roosters. Give or
Now, do
take a
you
little bit.
how how many roosters, how many you just need one rooster per how many hens?
They say a good baseline is one rooster to 10 hens. You don't want to go
Okay.
too much over that. You might be able to get away with maybe 12. But if you start going too high, then the rooster isn't making his rounds to all the hens. And
Oh,
if you've got
okay.
too few, which I do right now, then the roosters are rough on them and they lose a lot of feathers on their backs and stuff. And
Okay.
sometimes it'll stress the hens out and they'll quit laying also.
Gotcha. They're finicky creatures, right?
Yes, they are.
That's what I thought. So the plan is to move into your new home, and then within maybe a year, two, to be totally like living off of your income through the chickens and um am I moving in the right direction with that?
Well, I won't be living completely off what I get from the chicks, but
Okay.
I'm hoping that it definitely will help.
Right. Right. I forget, Peter, is your channel monetized?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Okay. Um, so do you see yourself leaving that homestead? Is that your where you plan on living out the rest of your days?
The way it's looking right now, that's where I'll be the rest of my life.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like when Jeff bought that
Wow.
house, he was saying it was a stepping stone for him. And he got to the point where he couldn't add any more chickens on that property. So that was one of the reasons that he decided to find a bigger property. But I don't plan on getting as big as he is.
So there's already like a chicken house there?
Yes,
Oh, how
there
awesome.
is there is a chicken coop there. I'll still have to add more because I'm going to have my flocks separated so I can have the different breeds together, not having them mixed together.
Uh-huh. Now,
But
what
that
would happen if
chicken,
they did mix together?
it won't hurt anything, It's just I won't have purebred chicks.
Oh, oh, for selling the chicks. I get you.
Yeah.
I get what you know.
There's absolutely
Okay. But if
nothing
say
wrong.
go ahead.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with a barnyard mixed chicken, but the purebreds are worth a little bit more money, and
Right.
some people want certain breeds.
Right. Yeah. And if you weren't going to sell the chicks, if you were just only going to worry about the eggs, then it's no big deal just to let them be together, right?
Exactly.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. So when you homestead, um, don't most homesteader live off of like what they grow and then if you live in a community of homesteaders, do you like do the bartering thing? Maybe like this person's got chickens, this one's got goat. You know what I mean? Would you
Yes.
do people barter like that?
Yes, they do.
Oh, I love that so much.
That's actually
Wow,
quite common.
that's so fascinating. That's so good. You know, that was the way I think that this world was intended to be.
Yep.
And I think we'd be a better world if we were all still like that. I really do. I really do. So it's basically just putting a helping hand out to one, and then hopefully it just keeps going down the line. Then you help the next one. Then you help the next one.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
That's a
about
good way to
prepping?
explain it.
What about prepping? Do you believe that we should be doing that? If you don't want to answer that, you don't have to. I know it's some people don't like to talk about it.
I'll definitely answer it. I don't
Thank you.
believe there's a need to go absolutely crazy over it. I know some
Okay.
people are going crazy over it. Right now, I'm not doing much because I'm at a temporary location. I don't have the storage here. And then when I move, I'm going to have to move that much more stuff.
Uh,
But what I plan on once I move is I want to do some canning for one thing. Can some
do you know how
vegetables,
to do
can some
that?
meat. Um, I know the basics of it, but I do have to do some studying on some of the details. My mom did a lot
Gotcha.
of canning, so I know the basics from her.
I would like to learn how to can. If nothing else, just vegetables and all of that. Would you believe I dropped coffee in my um of course you would believe it because that's just the day I'm having. I dropped coffee all in my in my keyboard. But that's all right. I don't need that to talk, so I'll figure that out later, right? That's what I'll do. Um, Judy says, I saw it down here just a minute ago. Judy says that they prep. Wow, Judy, I would love to talk to you someday as well about that. Absolutely. Hello to everybody who's coming in. I appreciate y'all coming in. Please hit the like. This is Peter up here on my panel from Old Man King Homestead. Y'all check him out. His uh, link to his channel has been dropped a couple of times. If I have any mods in here, if you guys don't mind dropping, if you see other people in here that have homesteads or farms, please drop their links for me. I'll put you guys on payroll when I make it big in YouTube one day. Promise. So they're all from Peter's community, and I really would like to support them as well, since they're here supporting little old me. All right, Peter. So, um, So we're going to move over into this new homestead. That's what we're going to call it. We're calling homestead, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then we're making a room for the cats. I'm saying we're like I'm coming to visit Peter and I'm going to help you out with this. And my back is as good as yours, honey. But anyway, so we're going to make the front room is going to be for the cats. And then there is already a chicken coop, chicken house, but we have to add on to that to um, uh, get you to the goal that you want to be at in order to live a more sustained life as a homesteader. Is that correct? Hello? Can you hear me? Uh-oh, Peter jumped out. Now we're putting him back in. There's Peter. Welcome back. Thank you guys. I wanted to wait until we got more people in here to let you guys know that one of my something happened today, you guys, with my channel. Something happened today. I I got over I finally went over the 500 mark.
I
So
saw that.
yeah, 500 subscribers, and I just want to thank you guys so much for that. Little did I know, it took me 2 months and 1 day, 2 months and 1 day to get like 500 subscribers, and I grew this from the ground up, y'all. I told my kids, y'all better sub up. So I made them. That's how I started, right? Called all my kids, called my husband. I was like, you guys get you a channel. I don't care if you ever come back. So I'm super excited about that. I don't have really big goals, you guys. My ultimate goal, honestly, is 1,000 subscribers. After that, I probably will never promote my children. Anything over that is just a blessing to me. But I believe if you start something, there's always got to be an end goal. And my end goal is 1,000 subs, and anything over that is just a blessing. So thank you to everybody who has helped me get here. I appreciate it so much. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. All right. So anybody who's not busy, we're going to get over and we're going to help Peter get this homestead going because we got to close in the porch to make the cat room. And then we're going to need more chicken coops. Do you want a chicken coop or like a little chicken house, Peter?
Well, the coop is actually their house.
Oh. I'm so I'm thinking, you know those big old buildings that, you're driving down the road and you see these really long buildings and they don't smell terribly great. And you're driving past them. I've always been like, what is that? What is that? Like you're driving down the highway and you can see them. And I've been told those are chicken houses. So that's what I think of when I see it. When I think of chicken house, I think of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of those around here.
Wow.
There's
I
a
can't
there's a lot of
imagine.
commercial chicken operations in this area.
But they're feeding their chickens like bad stuff, correct?
Well, not really bad stuff, but it's not the best because
Oh,
what they're feeding the chickens is stuff to make them grow faster and stuff like that.
oh,
It's not it's not
steroids,
ideal.
steroids. Judy and the big Italian, thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate it so much. Sure have enjoyed having y'all here. Thank you. And then Lulu asked, are Peters back in Australia in my other home? They gave me the key to Australia, Peter, just so you know. Um, but in Australia they call them chooks. Free are they free range, caged, or in a barn? The chickens.
My chickens are in runs, and I'm gonna try to give them as much space as I can.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
but
these
doesn't
big
that make them
commercial
smaller?
operations around here, their chickens are in the barn all the time.
So they
I
don't
don't know if
get
they got free
exercise, so they
range in the
stay
barn or if
fatter.
they're in cages.
That's sad. Now, I'm not against eating chickens at all. I need chicken. Um, but it's kind of sad because, I don't know. Maybe it's sad. I don't know. The big
And I
Italian says
think,
I grew up with hurricanes. We always had full pantries and freezers, generator for freezers. I always encourage others to keep enough food and water to hold you over for whatever you feel could happen. Oh, smart, very smart.
yeah, and
Go ahead,
speaking of
Peter.
generators, I do want to get a bigger generator.
So will you not have electricity in your homestead?
I will start out with 100% electric,
Okay.
but I do want to I want to make use of these solar panels I have. Most likely, that's going to be electricity for outside lights around the chicken coop, and stuff like that. And then as far as the future, who knows? I may start doing more solar in the future.
Do most homesteaders do solar?
Some of them do. Some
Okay.
homesteaders, a lot of it depends on their location. Some of them are completely off grid. Others are just partially off grid.
This sounds very much like Amish.
Um, some of them do live very similar to the Amish.
And I love the Amish.
Yeah, where I grew up in New York, when I was growing up, they weren't there. But after I was an adult,
Okay.
they started moving into the area.
Okay.
They were very good
Um,
neighbors.
so after you get the how much electricity do you think you're gonna like what's the goal to get to? No electricity or just partial only in the house?
I'm not really sure, but I do want to have some backup so I don't have to depend on the grid.
Oh, nice. That's
Initially,
smart.
initially I'm gonna try to get a bigger generator so I'll be able to run the basics in the house and be able to run the heat and air conditioning.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I know it's always possible the grid could go down. I
Right.
I personally don't think it's gonna be down forever, but it could be a month or two. And we
Yeah.
could have natural disasters that could put the power out for, because I actually have experienced this in New York. Not not my power. I think the longest I ever went without power was about a day and a half. But we had some places that would be without power for a couple weeks. Ice storms,
Wow, that is
thunderstorms. So I know we've got that potential here. And
right.
so I do want to have something in place. That's why I'd like to get the bigger generator. And then that can take care of the basic stuff for however long. You won't want to run a generator forever because it's just very expensive to run a generator. But it's nice to have, so sometimes you need it for survival.
Right.
As far as heat, I am going to put a propane heater in the house.
Oh, okay.
So I always have that.
Does the new
But
homestead have a fireplace in it?
it's got a wood stove right now, but the wood stove is going to be
Oh.
coming out.
I love wood stoves, Peter.
2 reasons. I've always had a little fear of wood stoves. Well, 3 reasons, actually. I've always had a little fear of them. And it would be too much for me to bring the wood in every day and tend to the fire. And I'm not in the condition where I can go out and cut wood somewheres. So
Uh-huh.
I'd have to buy wood, and that wouldn't be cheap. And my other concern is the cats getting burnt on the wood stove. They like jumping on stuff,
That
and I just don't want
I
to take
didn't
a
think
chance
about
of
that.
them jumping on the wood stove or something like that.
I didn't think about that. That makes a lot of sense. You could probably, you could sell that and make quite a bit of money from it, though.
Well, that's actually going to be gone before I move to the house.
Oh, okay. I really want a wood stove. I have a fireplace here, but I really do want a wood stove. I don't know why. I just want one.
They definitely give out some heat.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Well, Peter, is there anything else that you want to talk about before I let this part of the show go? Is there
Well,
anybody in chat that wants me to ask Peter something too?
that's
Um,
just going to say there was some
yeah.
questions in there earlier that I saw. I didn't have a chance to address. One of them was, do I eat my chickens? I
Oh, goodness.
personally, although I'm not against it, I'm not a vegetarian or anything, I eat meat. But anything that I raise, I won't butcher or I won't raise something for someone else to butcher. But as far as selling the chicks, I know some of them are going to end up in someone's freezer. So I'm okay with that. But I personally don't do it.
So, but you would eat from somebody else's flock, right?
Yes.
See, that's me too. I'm right there with you. Except for like the next door neighbor to us had chickens and they had their own eggs, and I was like, "No, I know your chickens. I can't eat their eggs." And nobody understands that. So I totally get you there, Peter. I think that's wonderful. Hi, Ace. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you will subscribe if you don't mind. Everybody who's here, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Nonsense tongue. I don't know who that is, but hello. Mods, if you guys are having any problem out of anybody being rude, um, time them out. Time them out. No problem at all. No problem at all. And what else did you see? I'm trying to go back and see if I saw any of the questions
If
in
anyone got
chat
any
as well.
questions that you asked earlier, please post them again. I'm looking back, but I'm not seeing any more. I can't remember what they were.
It was probably from Lulu. Um, Lulu is really good. She's like me, she's very curious. We're curious people. So I'm looking. If anybody has any questions for Peter, you guys just put them in chat for us, and I will. He will get them answered. He'd be happy to do that for us.
Yeah, that was one I remembered, but the other ones here I lost track, and I'm not seeing them again now.
I'm still looking too. We're just going through chat right now, guys, just to um, see what questions we have missed.
I've actually been in the conversation with you, and I've been kind of ignoring chat.
I,
Every now and
I
then I've
know.
been looking over at it.
That's me too. That's me too. And I have really great mods. One thing I don't, ever have to worry about too many people being here that just cause problems. The mods will just, a lot of people don't like their mods to time people out or whatever. That's why I have mods, and they're called the mad mods. So don't make them mad.
Yeah, here's a question from Barbara Smith. What size garden does he have to have in order to have enough veggies to sell at farmer's market?
Oh,
I'm going to do some experimenting with that.
what? How are you going to experiment with it?
I'm just gonna plant certain amount and see what sells and how much I can sell of that and how much I use myself, and then just adjust it in following years. If I have an overabundance of it, I'll plant less the following years. And if it's something I'm getting to the farmer's market with and selling out in a half hour, okay, I got to plant
Uh,
more of that the following year.
yeah, that makes sense. Do you think you'll be doing, if you're still on YouTube, do you think you'll be doing lives from there?
Um, I seem to be doing a lot of lives now. Probably I'll be doing a lot of lives as long as I've got good service to be able to do it.
Okay. Do you drive, Peter?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, good.
And
That's good.
I was quite a while without a car, long time. But as part of the deal with the house, he had a van that he wanted to get rid of because he wanted a different vehicle.
Uh-huh.
And he actually threw that in as part of the deal with the house.
Who is he? Tell him I want to hug him. That is so nice.
Jeff from Bobblehead Homestead.
Oh my God. I got to check out Jeff from Bobblehead Homestead. That is so nice of him.
And if you can follow along with his videos, he has been putting a lot of videos out lately. But if you follow along there, then you can see firsthand how he's progressing on his new property. And when he
Oh
gets
wow, I
ready to
would love
move
to
and
see
stuff,
that.
and then you may know that before I'm able to tell everyone on a live.
Wow. That's incredible. Lulu says, um, is your aim to become fully self-sufficient or foot in both work-ins?
um,
I
I
have to
probably
sometimes.
won't. I probably won't ever be fully self-sufficient.
Do you go out to eat?
I do usually a couple times a week. I go out to
Oh,
eat.
okay. Lily wants to know what products are you wanting to plant or grow and what grows well where you're at. Like here, it's corn, corn, corn.
Well, that I'm gonna have to find out what grows well. But what I wanna plant is I would like to plant the basic vegetables, corn, peas, beans, um, stuff like that. And I don't eat tomatoes myself, but
What?
I will be, I do plan on planting some tomatoes, both to sell at the farmers market and for the chickens. Chickens absolutely love tomatoes.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. I did not know that. I'm not going to lie to you, Peter. This is the truth. I don't ever lie. If I ever exaggerate anything, I always tell people I'm exaggerating because I don't like lying. Or even if I think I'm lying. But I did have this one chicken once, and it was a big old white chicken. Well, it grew up to be a big old white, huge. I mean, that thing was as big as a dog. And that chicken would eat out of my hand. I would go, and the chicken would run up to me and eat like food out of my hand. And it would sit in my lap and I would pet it and I loved that chicken so much. And then we had to move and where I was moving to, I couldn't have obviously a chicken running around my yard because I didn't have a coop for it or anything. I just had like a big dog crate and it just went in and outside the dog crate as much as it wanted to. And then it just free ranged all over my yard. So, anyways, I was moving to a place that didn't have that. So I asked my mom if I could keep my chicken at her house. And because she had a yard like that. And she was like, of course, she knew my chicken, and all that. I had that chicken for a year and a half and raised it from a baby. And um, so I took it over to my mom's house. I'm not lying to you. Within 2 months of it being at my mom's house, and I went over almost every day to pet my chicken, to love my chicken, feed my chicken, la la la. And I'm not kidding you. I went over there and the people next door had eaten my chicken, you guys. That's no lie. And the only reason my mom knew it was them is because the white feathers were everywhere, all over their yard, my mom's yard, everybody's yard. I wanted to call the police or go over and beat them up, but my mom wouldn't let me because she had to still live there. But I was
Yeah.
heartbroken because that chicken was, I mean, it was my pet, it was my friend. You know what I mean?
Yep. I know
And
exactly what you mean.
I was devastated, Peter. I was so, to this day, it still makes me so mad that I didn't just march right over there and punch him in the mouth. But, I had to protect my mom too, who had to still live there, by herself. But I was devastated. I'm thankful every day that it didn't happen while I was sitting at her house. It must have happened during the night or whatever, but those people knew that that was a pet chicken. You know what I mean? It didn't lay eggs. There was nothing. It didn't lay eggs, didn't do anything. It was too just probably spoilt to do anything. It didn't even have to gather its own food. I did everything for that chicken. And then to have that happen, oh my God, it was terrible. And I haven't owned a chicken since. And I want one, but I want one just to be my pet.
Yep. Yeah, I have a buff Orpington that is so sweet. Yesterday, Deborah from Tiny Farm Nuggets was helping me do some work in the run. Well, and I should tell you, Lucy, that buff Orpington, is one of my chickens that's almost 3 years old. Well, one of the young cockerels was chasing her around, and she didn't have anything to do with him. She got her own rooster. Well, I was trying to
Oh,
get her. I
wow.
was sitting on my rollator. I was trying to get her to come up in my lap. Well, she didn't do it. Well, he kept chasing her around, and I was standing up doing something. Next thing I know, Lucy flies up and lands on my rollator. So I just picked her up, sat down, held her there in my lap for quite a while. She just sat there in my lap
Oh,
while I was petting her.
that's so sweet. That's
I
so
had
is it
another
do you think
one.
it's I'm sorry. Can I ask you this real quick? Do you think
Sure.
it's bad to, I mean, when you are, um, going to use chickens as, for a livelihood, is it bad to become that close to them? Do you think?
Well, if you're raising chickens you're going to eat, you definitely wouldn't want to do that. But
Right.
my original ones, and then the three that I hatched out last year, those are going to be pet chickens. So,
So whenever my ex-father-in-law, because he had chickens, and he called them biddies. Do y'all call the babies biddies?
I know some people do. I just
So
call
he
them chicks, and a lot of other people call them chicks around here.
oh, okay. So whenever he was going to some of the eggs, like he would bring in the eggs and then he'd look at the eggs just with the naked eye, look at the eggs and he'd say, these ones okay are the ones that we're going to hatch, and then you can have these ones for dinner or whatever, right? Then he would write the date on the shell of of that egg, and then he'd put it on top of the refrigerator, and then when he had enough, then he hatched them. I should have asked him, but what is that about?
Well, you want to know how old the eggs are because the older they are, the less the chance that they're going to hatch. Your best hatch rate
Oh,
is going to come from eggs that are 5 days old or less.
oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering because he wrote on the shell with the pencil whatever date they were hatched, and I didn't know why.
You
So
can
you would
put
only keep them out
an
for 5
incubator
days?
that, what's that?
You would only keep them out for at the most 5 days before you put them in an incubator?
That's when you've got the best chance of them hatching. You can put eggs in that are a month old, and some of them are going to hatch, but you just won't have the percentage hatching that you will with fresh eggs.
Really? A month old?
Yep.
That is
Yeah, you could put eggs in
crazy.
that are a month old, but you're just not going to have a great hatch rate.
Oh, wow, that's nuts. And then the ones that don't hatch, I mean, you just throw that away, right?
Yep.
And then so you don't put the ones that you're gonna use for hatchlings, you wouldn't put them like in the refrigerator. You keep them out in room temperature.
Yes. Keep them at room temperature.
Wow, I didn't know they could keep that long. Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah,
insane. It makes me want to go ahead.
eggs will keep at room temperature for a good amount of time.
Wait a minute. So how long can you keep eggs that you're going to cook at room temperature? I mean, what happens if they start growing?
As long as they haven't been washed, because there's a bloom on an egg when it's laid, and that seals the egg in so contaminants can't get in and stuff. As long as that bloom isn't washed off, they'll
The
easily,
bloom,
yeah,
where's that located at?
It's on the outside of the egg.
Does it look like
When the
poop?
egg is no, it's a special coating that the hen puts on when she lays the egg.
Oh, okay.
As long as that's still on there, and you can't let the eggs get terribly warm.
Oh,
If
okay.
it's if they're in a room where it's 85, 90 degrees, then they're not going to last. But if you keep them 60, 70 degrees, they'll last room temperature for over a month.
Really? And you could still eat
Yeah.
them?
Yep.
Wow, that's insane. I didn't know that.
But if they
Um,
get wet or if you wash them or anything, that will take the bloom off, and then they have to be refrigerated. And once eggs are
okay.
refrigerated, you can't take them out of the refrigerator and leave them on the shelf
Okay. I got
because
you.
they'll
Wow,
get
I didn't know that.
condensation and that rinses the bloom off.
All right, Lily, I put my name and Lulu's name together. Lulu wants to know what is the average age for a chicken's life? What's their lifespan?
I know a lot of sites that I've looked at will say they average. Well, it depends on whether or not it's a production breed or a heritage breed. The heritage breed, that's more like just naturally what the chickens have been for years. And the production breeds, they're ones that they've messed with over the years and got them to laying more eggs and stuff. But the heritage breeds, they normally say they average 5 to 8 years.
Oh, wow. Wow. There you go.
But
All
what
right,
will
Peter, I need
happen?
to take a break really quick. I need to go and use the restroom, the ladies' room, and I'm a professional smoker. It takes me 1.5 minutes to smoke a cigarette. My chat will tell you. I'm very professional. We've timed it. We know how fast I am. So, do you mind holding down the fort? Did you like how I said that?
Not a
And
problem.
maybe just talking to chat for a little while.
Yep, I can do that.
Thank you so much, Peter. All right, I shall be right back, you guys.
Okay, to elaborate a little bit on the length that chickens live, just because they'll live that long doesn't mean they'll be good egg producers that long. The first year and a half, 2 years is when they're producing eggs the best. And then it varies a little bit on the breed, but generally then they start slowing down some. Some chickens, from what I have read, I haven't had chickens long enough to know this for a fact, and I can't remember when my mom had chickens because I was real young then. But my understanding is most chickens will still lay an occasional egg even when they get older. It might only be once a week that they lay an egg. And then others, they say, will quit entirely when they get older. Like I said, it's just stuff I've read because I haven't experienced that firsthand. Um, I'm gonna end up with so many chickens that I'm probably gonna either sell or give away some of the chickens once they're past laying age because I'm gonna end up with quite a few of them. I only candle eggs after I have them in the incubator. I'm assuming right now I've got far less hens than I should have. So all of my eggs should be fertilized. So I just assume that they are, put them in the incubator, and then I'll candle them several times. I know, and I've gotten better at candling them now, so I know exactly what I'm supposed to be looking for when I'm candling them. And the last eggs I had in the incubator, I had, I believe it was 7 eggs in there. Or was it 9? 7. And out of those 7, 4 of them hatched, but they were all developing. But 3 of them, they just, after probably about 2 weeks, they just seemed to stop developing. But the other 4, they ended up hatching. And one of those died as soon as it was out of the egg. The egg was all broke open. It wasn't stuck in there or anything. But it was still laying in half the eggshell, but it died as soon as it got out of the egg. So I don't know what happened there. And then the other 3, I still have them. They're doing great. And they'll be a year old sometime in June. I'd have to look up the date. I think it's the first part of June, they'll be a year old. They're laying eggs. Well, 2 of them are laying eggs. One was a cockerel. And they're doing great. What candling eggs is holding a bright light to the egg. So you can see if there's any development of a chick in there.
Oh God, I'm gonna start doing
I
that to all my eggs
actually
now.
may show that on a video sometime.
Oh, do that, yeah. Have you ever cracked open an egg and found that one was fertilized? I've heard of that before, but it's never happened to me.
Um, do you mean where a chick has started to develop in it?
Yeah,
That I've never done.
yeah, I've
Or
never
it's
seen it.
cracked
I've heard
open and
somebody
that
say,
gets fertilized. Yeah, I've done that. But none that a chick has started to develop in, fortunately.
me too, fortunately. So candling is where you actually tell us again about the candling the egg.
You hold a bright light under the egg, and you've got to do it in I usually try to do it at night and just shut the light off. Well, you hold a light under the egg, and you can see what's inside the egg.
Oh wow.
As the
Wow.
chick's starting to develop, you'll see blood vessels in there. And then you'll
Really?
see a dark spot. That's the chick starting to grow. And then a few days later, that dark spot would be a little bit bigger. So
Oh wow.
I'll definitely do a video on that. Because I'm
Yeah,
going
I
to get
would love
back
to
into
see that.
doing regular videos once I get moved.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Um, there was something I was going to ask you about. Oh, whenever you go to hatch eggs, so whenever you put the eggs in the incubator or whatever, you're not supposed to mess with them, though, correct? or like turn them upside down or whatever. Is that correct?
Well, when you put the eggs in, you either have to have an automatic turner or you have to turn them manually at least twice a
Oh,
day.
you.
I have an automatic turner, and that will very slow. You can't even see it. Will very slowly turn the eggs because you can't have
Oh.
them just sitting there perfectly still.
Oh, okay. I did not know. I thought they had to be still.
No,
So does the the hatchling, does it come from the yolk part of the egg?
um, the the yolk will actually get absorbed into the chick for nutrition, and the chick hatches, once the chick's out of the egg, they can survive for 3 days with no food and water from what they have absorbed from the egg.
Really?
So that's how a hatchery can ship baby chicks to you, because they'll ship them
Oh,
out
I
the
did
day
not
they're
know that.
hatched, and it's normally 2 days later. Some areas it could be three, but most areas it's 2 days later the chicks will get to you.
But you have to keep them away from the adult chickens for until they're a certain size, right?
Yes. Um, there's a lot of variables there. I had a broody hen, in fact, it's Lucy, the Buff Orpington that I was telling about a little bit ago. Buff Orpingtons go broody very easily. She hatched out a chick last year. That was right in there with the other ones. If any of the other chickens tried going after that little chick, Lucy would put them in their place. And then all of a sudden, I went out one
Wow.
morning, the chick was gone. And it was not in the run.
Really?
It wasn't in the run dead anywheres. So I think what happened, because it had been going through the fence, but it wouldn't go far and then turn around and go back in. I think it got out of the fence, went too far, or there was a dog right there next to it and grabbed it because it was gone.
Oh.
And if the chick
Oh, that's
continued,
sad.
there would still be, they may have pecked it apart, but there would still be part of a body in there. And there was absolutely nothing. I looked all over the place in the run, in the coop, and it wasn't there. But
Oh,
she
wow.
was very protective of that. But normally, you don't want to mix young chicks with older ones. I actually had him kill a 6-month-old pull on me one time. She was 6 months
Wait,
old.
what?
I had a 6-month-old pullet that I'd put in with my older hens, and I thought it'd be okay. She was as big as they were and stuff, but they killed her.
Oh, no. That's terrible. Well, how
But I have
long do you keep them apart?
um there's some variables there. I found out after that one that under no circumstance should you ever put a lone chicken in with an established flock. You should have multiple chickens when you add to them. So they'll bully all of them equally. They won't go after the one.
Oh,
The last ones that I put in, but there was, see, I'm trying to figure out how many there was here. 3, 5. There's 8 of them. There was 8 of them that accidentally got put into my main flock. They were probably 4 months old, 3 or 4 months old. I did not intend to put them in there yet, but they got out of the makeshift run I had built for them inside of my main run. And once they got out, they seemed to be doing fine with the older ones. So I just kind of kept track of them. Well, first couple times I was catching them and getting them back, but they were still finding a way out. They wanted to be out with the big chickens. Then after a while, I just leave them out and just watch and see what happens. And they actually ended up mixing in with them quite well. So I think
okay.
that's one thing. Because there was more of the younger ones than there was the older ones.
Oh, okay.
So I think that is
How
one
long?
key. Make sure you've got a good amount of them when you're mixing them.
Wow, wow. I didn't know all of that. Wow, that's amazing. So if you had to do everything over again, would you um, still do it the way that you've done it as far as moving to Arkansas? Would you have tried to do it sooner? Looking back on your life, as it were.
Well, looking back, um, well, my dad died in 2012 and my mom died in 2017. And neither one of them wanted to leave the state. I would not have moved out of state while they were still alive. But
Okay.
the year that my mom died, if I was able to do it, I would move out of the state then.
So did
That's
you always know that? I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that's when I actually started looking into to moving out of the state was after my mom died. Because I
Okay.
knew then there was nothing keeping me there. So that's when I started looking into it.
Huh. Okay. So this wasn't. I mean, this wasn't a plan, like from your younger years, that this is what you were going to do.
No, it wasn't. I
It just
actually,
became more appealing to you. I'm sorry.
yeah, when I was younger, I had no problem being in New York, but I think things got worse there. And then with my disability now, I can't handle the snow and cold because I can't shovel snow at all. I can just push off the steps and stuff. That's it. And the cold really bothers me now. So it was a necessity to move south.
Understand. Lulu says, are they good to let them roam in your vegetable patch to gobble up the insects, or do they eat too much of the produce?
I would be afraid to let them just roam in the garden because I would think they'd be eating too much of the produce because
Mm.
they love fruits and vegetables. Like I was saying earlier, they love tomatoes. They absolutely love watermelon. Because during the summer,
Really?
yep, during the summer, I'll sit outside about, I don't know, 50, 75 feet from the run. And that's when I'm sitting outside, that's where I sit. And I'll eat watermelon out there. And when I get done, I'll throw the rinds into them. And they get all excited when they see me there eating watermelon. They just can't
Oh,
wait to
that's
get that.
awesome.
There's,
Is there
there's a
any
lot of
fruit or
vegetables
vegetable
they
they is there any fruit or vegetable they shouldn't be eating?
love. I would have to look that one up. I know there is some that they say they shouldn't be eaten, but I can't think of what they are. Usually, before I
Okay.
give them anything I haven't given them before, I'll look up to see if it's okay to give to them or not.
Yeah, that's what I have to do even with my dogs because I can't remember all the time different stuff. Do they can they over engorge? Can they over engorge?
Well, a chicken is just constantly eating, so you do have to be careful on the types of foods that you give them. If it's commercial chicken food, that they're fine with. I keep that there for them all the time. But there is certain foods that you don't want to give them too much of. I know one thing they absolutely love, but you really got to limit how much they get is bread.
Really? Like even cornbread?
Um, I believe any type of bread.
Why?
It's hard for them to digest it.
Oh, wow. Because my ex-mother-in-law, I mean, she made cornbread every night and whatever's left over went straight into the pen the next morning. And they only had like, I think one rooster and five chickens.
Well, actually, you're not supposed to do it, but when I had food stamps, there was a couple times that I ran out of chicken food. Either I wasn't able to get a ride to go get it because at that time I didn't have a car, or I didn't have money to buy it for a few days. And I actually go to the store and buy bread with my food stamps. And
Uh-huh.
they would they'd be picking a living, eating worms and grubs and stuff, and I would give them bread. They absolutely loved it. But
Just
you're
not good
not
for them.
supposed to give them that amount, but they survived on it.
Gotcha. Yeah, Lilith said is that the yeast they can digest wouldn't be wheat gluten as they eat grain. Yeah? She said, yeah. And then the big Italian said, yeah, yeah, Lulu, yeah.
Thank you for answering
I,
that,
s- I
Tony.
speak I speak Aussie. Does Tony have a New York accent too? Is he the big Italian from New York?
Nope, he's not from New York.
Oh, he's just
He lives
Italian. Okay, gotcha.
he lives not far from me right now. In fact, Tony and his wife Judy were here this afternoon.
Right, right. Well, this has been just totally enlightening to me. I know you probably can't imagine somebody loving your lifestyle, but I'm here to tell you, I love your lifestyle. I find it very, very fascinating.
Well, I'm glad that I'm bringing some entertainment to you.
And you're so easy to talk to, Peter.
Well, thank you.
No, thank you.
And
I
I will
have
be getting
thoroughly
more
enjoyed
videos
this.
out.
I will
Yeah, just
love
saying, I
that.
will be getting more videos out, especially after I get moved.
Okay. Lulu said, "Is Peter's accent a New York accent? I have no idea. If you don't sound like Dolly Parton to me, then you're from anywhere in South America." Peter does have sort of a New York accent. Yes, he does. Um, and I don't know. The thing is not a lot of people have channels, right? I mean, a lot of people have channels, but what I'm saying is, if you don't go to all their different channels and stuff, then you won't hear the dialects as much. But yes, I can definitely hear the New York in him. Not like the Bronx, New York, or anything like that, but I can definitely hear the New York accent when he speaks, because he speaks a lot like my grandfather, who was not born there, but he spent many of his younger days there, and so he never lost a lot of that. So yeah, to me, he does sound very New Yorkish. Yes, definitely. We buy flats at the bread store. Chicken feast on bread. Wow, wow. Do you do a lot of cooking, Peter?
Right now, I don't, because I'm in a camper and I'm very limited on what I got to cook with. But once I get moved, then I'll be doing more cooking.
Do you like to cook?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
There's a beautiful kitchen
I
in that
hate
house.
cooking. Well, I can't wait to see it. Are you going to do a live from your home and let us and take a tour with us on it?
Yes, I'll be doing a tour of it. And if you'd like a
Oh,
little
I'm so
sneak peek,
excited.
if you'd like a little sneak peek, go to Bobblehead Homestead and check out some of his older videos from probably about 3 years ago. When he first bought the house, he actually did a tour, did two videos. He did a property
Uh-huh.
tour and he did a tour of the house.
Nice. Nice.
And then since
Well,
then,
I can't
and this
wait
is
till you
all
get in it.
videos, the kitchen was all remodeled. So it's a nice little
Well, I
house.
can't wait till you get in there. I can't wait till you get in there and make it your own and do your thing with all of your cats and your chickens and all of that. How did you come up with the name Old Man King?
A King be my last name, and I'm an old man. So I just put the two together.
That's very nice. That's very. I actually thought it was one of your chickens' name, a rooster's names. I
You know,
really did.
that rooster in the middle of my logo, that is an actual picture of Earl, my oldest rooster.
Real. Oh, Earl is such a great name for a rooster.
And you know how I came
I
up with that
like
name?
that. How's
I was
that?
watching. I was watching My Name Is Earl one day. None of the chickens have been named yet. Watched a couple episodes of that. I walked outside. I went up to the chicken run. And then they all came over to meet me as usual. I looked right at Earl and I said, "Your name is Earl." I just had Earl on my mind because I've been watching My Name is Earl. So I named them Earl.
That was such a great show, wasn't it?
Yep.
Such a good show. Good name too. I like that. Let's see. Yes, thank you, Lulu, for dropping his channel again. Hi to all those that have come, and bye to all those that have gone. I want to say hi to the replay crew because we do have that here. People jump on the replay crew. So I want to thank you for that. That means a lot to me that y'all do that. I hope everybody has liked and subscribed, and I hope you will subscribe to Peter as well. He goes live, you guys, on Wednesdays and Sundays, and I go hang out in his chat. I just love it there. I sometimes I don't know what the heck they're all talking about, right? Um, I really don't sometimes, but I sit there and I giggle at them, and sometimes I learn stuff. But Peter, I think you're fascinating. I really do. I'm not just saying that. I think
Well,
you're a
thank
very
you.
fascinating person, and anything you need, you reach out, and we'll see what we can do about that.
Okay, see, there's a
I'm
question
super
there.
excited for you.
Well, thank you. Hey, see, there's a question from Lulu there. If I'm able to sex my chickens. Um, I can't do the vent sex, and I'm not even going to try that because if you're not an expert at that, there's too much of a chance of injuring the chicks. But the one thing I am going to learn to do, since I'm going to be breeding barred rocks, you can tell by the dot on top of their head. I got to look it up again. But one of them has a smaller, well-defined dot on top of their head, and the other will be a bigger, just white spot on top of their head. It won't actually be a well-defined spot. It's just could be irregular shape and stuff. I can't remember which is the male, which is the female. But I gotta look that up, and that I'll be able to do. But the rest of them,
So
I just have to wait and see.
have you done all this research on them since you've lived in Arkansas, or did you already have started the research on all of this before?
No, I did a lot of research before I even got chickens when I was still in New York. Because I was in New York for
Wow.
almost 2 years after I got my first chickens. And I researched them
Okay.
for at least 6 months, maybe longer than that, before I even got them.
And how many times have you hatched chickens?
I have hatched out um I've hatched out twice.
Wow, nice.
The first time I did it,
Were you
I had five that hatched out. But
uh
again, learning experience. I didn't have any running water at the time.
Oh wow,
I was
really?
I was buying all my water, so I'd be very conservative on it. I had just got the incubator, so I would have had to take it to the truck stop that I used to work at. They had an outside faucet there. I should have taken it there and washed it out, but I didn't. I just wiped it all with a paper towel, put the eggs in it, and went from there. And I'm thinking that there was chemical residue in there from when it was manufactured. because 4 out of the 5 chicks died within a day or two after they hatched.
Oh, wow.
And then I had one, and she had just started laying, very friendly. She'd fly up onto my shoulder. She decided one night to go into the landlord's barn and sleep with the pigs. And it looked like, when we found her the next morning, that a pig had rolled over onto her. But she was
Oh,
crushed,
no.
but she hadn't been bitten or anything. She was just crushed. So figure a pig had rolled over onto her.
Oh, no. Lulu wants to know what animals are good to raise with chickens. Can you also raise duck, geese, pheasants, guinea fowl with them?
Well, it's interesting that you ask about that, because I'm looking into that.
Wow,
As far
really?
as the guineas, I am going to get guineas. They're going to be free ranging on the property because we have a terrible tick problem in this area. So I'm hoping the guineas can reduce the tick population. And as far as ducks, some people have them with chickens, no problems. Other people have had issues with it. Because I guess the
Huh.
drakes will sometimes, especially if you don't have enough female ducks, sometimes the drakes will try to mate with the hens, and that can kill the hens. Other people have said they've never had a problem with it.
So is the purpose of getting the guineas to control the ticks?
Yes.
Don't they make loud noises?
Yeah, they do. But I'd rather put up with the loud
I
noise
mean, I'm
than to put up with the ticks.
sure. I mean, I've never even heard a guinea, but my husband told me that guineas squeal or something like that.
Yeah, they make a very loud noise. I've never heard one in person, but I have heard them online before. And it's a loud noise. But also,
Yeah.
they will do that if there's a predator around too. And that will
Yes.
alert
That's what he told me.
everyone. That will alert everyone that there's an issue here. But I'm not worried about predators because of the dogs. Because I know the dogs will
Right.
handle that for me. So I just want the guineas
Right.
for the ticks.
If you guys happen to go look at my any of my shorts on my page, there is one that says Hatfield and McCoy come become family members. That was when I went and I got 2 ducks, thinking that was going to be a great idea to get my dog through losing a litter of puppies. So I went and got her ducks so that she could mother, and she absolutely loved them ducks. She mothered them ducks. I kept them on my 3 seasons back porch for, gosh, they were probably 6 or 7 months old back there. They had their little watering hole, everything going on. The dog loved them. It really helped her get out of her depression. Then it was time to put him in the backyard, and you guys, a hawk. Nobody told me. Nobody told me. I didn't do enough research. The day I put them in my backyard, you guys, a hawk got them. And the only reason I know that is because um my dog, I had gone in to take a shower, came back out, my dog was freaking out, and I followed her outside, and the ducks had already passed, and the freaking hawk was sitting in the tree, and you could see where it had gotten him around the neck. Oh, terrible. I've had the worst luck with birds. The worst. But isn't that a great name, Hatfield and McCoy, for my ducks? Damn it. I want my ducks back.
Yeah, hawks are definitely
So
not your friend when you've got birds.
I didn't know anything. I thought birds just got along with birds. I didn't know. And freaking hawk was sitting in the tree. I called my husband out there, and he told me, he's like, "That's what got him right there, that hawk." Ah, thanks, Lenny. Carrie sent you a message earlier in Messenger. I will look at that. Thank you. Thank you. I'll look at that. Yeah, it was terrible. Y'all have had the worst luck with birds. Really have. Hawks here take cats and small dogs. What? They take cats and small dogs.
Yep, I've heard of that multiple
Oh
times.
gosh, Peter. You got to make sure we keep your cats all put away.
Yep. That's why my cats are inside cats.
Yeah, that's scary.
I've
Could
gotten,
you imagine?
I've gotten arguments with more than one person over that. They just mean too much to me.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I'm just thankful that it happened after I left the backyard. You know what I mean? And I didn't have to watch the hawk get him. That would have been terrible. So I couldn't imagine. There's nothing wrong with having indoor cats. There's no, I don't understand why anybody would fuss about that. There's nothing wrong with that.
You know,
I mean, I have a cat. He comes and goes.
some people believe cats should either be outside or outside. They don't agree with being inside.
Oh,
But the fact that my
well,
cats aren't trying to get outside, that to me proves that they're perfectly content being inside.
yeah, I think that's kind of nonsense. I mean, nobody else is, yeah, I mean, they're your cats. You know what I mean? And I'm sure your cats want to be around you. Now, I do have one cat. He is um 15 years old. Uh his name is Simba, and he was a stray. He was found outside when he was young, so he's less than a year old. And my son brought him home and asked me if we could keep him, and I was like, yes. And then my son ended up going away in the army, and I kept his cat, and I've had his cat ever since. But since he was found outside and he was feral, I had to wrap him in a blanket and in a towel and held him like that, you guys, for probably 3 or 4 months just to get him used to like not hiding in corners or trying to run away outside, right? I made him stay in the house. Every night I sat down to watch TV, I'd wrap his little butt in that blanket because I didn't want to get tore up. And I'd sit there and I'd just pet him. And then the day he started purring when I went and picked him up is the day that I let him go outside, and he's never run away since. And he's 15 years old. You guys fixing to be 16 sometime this year. So, but my daughter has cats, and I think she's got 6. All of them are indoor cats. All of it. But I mean, what's wrong with it? It's their life. What do we care? You know what I mean?
Yep. My cats were all born inside and they're perfectly content.
Yep. I mean, how can you argue with someone over their animals? That's as bad as arguing with someone over their. Don't you just love the people who don't have children talk to you about how to be a parent? That's kind of
Yep.
like it is with animals. Y'all be quiet. Y'all be quiet. Nobody wants to hear about your opinion about our animals. Unless you're buying their food, then we might take it in consideration. If not, no, just be quiet. Everybody's good. You are so good at interviews. So thanks so much. I appreciate that so much. Um, thank you guys. I appreciate the kindness. So, Is there anything else besides you said you want to look up getting some guineas and maybe having a couple of other different kind of birds? Is there any animals? Um, Maybe a donkey or a pig or a cow, anything like that that maybe you think about adding to the homestead?
I have looked into coon pigs a little bit
What's that?
because they're um they're a small pig. Some people do use them for meat, but there's not a great amount of meat on them because of their smaller size. But they make excellent pets, and they're
Okay.
a lot easier to raise than the regular meat pigs.
Uh-huh.
They they're easier to contain and stuff. So I've looked into that a little bit, but before I do that, I have to see what the market would be for the piglets. And the other thing that I would kind of like to do, but I'm not sure if I want to commit to it, is getting a couple goats so I can have milk and make stuff from goat's milk.
Peter, I was going to ask you if you would get some fainting goats. If you get fainting goats, Peter, at least just two of them, I'll come and hang out with you. I will take a road trip from Indiana and come and hang out at your homestead to watch your fainting goats. I want fainting goats.
Well, the farm where I'm living here, that's the goats that they have.
Are you kidding me? Peter, you just trying to get me to come visit.
Yeah, Brett's right here in chat. He can tell you.
Fainting goats are the jam, you guys. I love fainting goats. They're so freaking funny. I watch videos of them. I mean, I don't think they're. I, what is the purpose of having goats unless, like, if you got, they eat grass, right?
The one thing that they love is brush.
What do you mean by
If you've got just
brush?
grass, they say actually sheep are better for that. But if you've got brush,
Uh-huh.
goats will eat that. And they will also eat poison ivy. It doesn't hurt them.
Nuh-uh.
They'll just eat that and get rid of it for you.
Really? I didn't know that. I'm sure you know this, but goat's milk keeps better than cow milk. Because goat's milk, you don't have to refrigerate it, correct?
That I'm not sure on. But I do know there's a
Maybe it's
difference between cow's milk and goat's milk because some people that are allergic to cow's milk can have goat's milk with no problem.
right. I lived in Germany for 6.5 years, and mainly they drank goat's milk. If you bought like their type of milk, I mean, cow's milk wasn't, they have it, but it's not consumed as much as goat's milk. And you, you didn't refrigerate the goat's milk until you opened it. And it comes in a carton like our old milk used to come in, but it wasn't
Yep.
square, it was more rectangle. Um, and once you opened it, that's when you put it in the refrigerator. Now, I don't know if it had additives or anything like that in it, but they actually had regular goat's milk and light goat's milk. And actually, my kids, I had two babies over there, and after I weaned them from nursing, they were still too young to, drink regular cow's milk. So I started them on goat's milk. It's good for them.
Yeah.
And it was a lot cheaper too. All right, let me get in chat real quick, see what everybody's saying there. My cat goes mental if not allowed out. He terrorizes us until he is let out. Some cats are like that. Some need to go out. What I'm saying is nobody just has the right to tell anybody how to live with their animals as long as they're well taken care of. If they're not being taken care of, then yeah, let's jump in their butts and get a hold of them. It's been a crazy busy day. Just brushed out 3 dogs and freshened them up. Wow. Wow. Our youngest lives in Japan. Nice. Nice. Is he stationed over there? I was going to wash my dog today, but found this live too interesting. I will walk him in a bit like, yeah, Lulu. This live is more important. I mean, all Peter and I are trying to do here is entertain people, okay? I want a donkey for my homestead. Really interesting animal. Yes. Yes. I don't think I could do a donkey. Um, I think they're interesting, as far as like going to the petting zoo or something like that. But I think they almost would cost as much as having a horse. So Peter, you're thinking of adding goats. I mean, not goats, maybe a goat, but if not the smaller pigs.
Yes. Those are 2 animals that I'm considering.
Wow, that would be cool. They need to be they need to be a full-fledged. I mean, buy the t-shirt homesteader, right? Oh, Lulu just looked
Yep.
them up. Spelt coon coons pigs. I've never heard of that. I'm gonna have to look them up too. Coon pigs. Never even heard of that. Oh, they faint. Right on. I'm quite scared of goats. I have been chased and butted a couple times by them, and they just scare me. And Angora wool is lovely, though. What about geese, Peter? What about geese?
I I can't say for sure that I would never get geese, but I really don't plan on getting geese at this point.
Okay. Geese can be mean, though, you guys. They chase you back.
They can
Never
be, that's for
tasted
sure.
goat's milk. Yeah, my granny used to have geese, and she would tell us, "Don't run after the geese." Well, dadgum, don't tell us not to run after the geese, because the minute she walked in the house, we ran after the geese, right? Guess what happened? The geese turned around and came running right back and bit my brother on the stomach. It was terrible. You don't tell kids don't
If
run
you
after.
watch some of my
We wouldn't
older
even.
videos before I moved to Arkansas, you'll see some geese in there. Because
Oh,
the farm where I
nice.
used to live at, the landlord had geese. They weren't friendly. You couldn't walk up to them, pet them, or anything like that. But they were not the least bit aggressive.
Really? Oh, my grannies would not let you touch them at all. They just start running away, and then you run at them, and then they get like this spurt of like, "I'm done with you chasing me. It's my turn." And they would flip around, and boy, howdy, they would grab you. They bit. They did. Never tasted goat's milk. Does it taste similar to cows, or can you tell the difference? What do you think, Peter?
I know that it tastes different, but I don't think I've
hmm
ever had goat's milk, so I'm just going on what I've heard about it.
I want to say that cow's milk tastes a little bit sweeter. I could have that backwards though, because obviously it's been 25 years since I've been to Germany. So that was the last time I had goat's milk. But one of the others is just a tad bit sweeter than the other. Wants to live in Japan. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Miss some words. That's okay. Homesteads have heard that about goat milk. Maybe they have lower lactose. Yes, y'all hit the like and subscribe. I appreciate that so much. I see people up there hanging in the naked bushes. Welcome to you. Welcome to those that are going to catch this live on replay. I appreciate that. We have wild swans upriver where we take the dog swimming. They're so graceful. Swans are beautiful, beautiful animals. All right, guys. Has anybody else got anything for Peter that you want to talk about? Peter, you amaze me. You really do. And I'm not a love bomber. People say, "Oh, that's love bombing." I'm not love bombing you. I'm really genuine when I'm real, and I get passionate about stuff. And when I get passionate, like I um I have to know stuff. I'm curious by nature. Curious by nature, and I always say I want to be Amish for a week, and after that, I don't think I can handle it because my back,
Yeah.
and I like to baby it in the bathtub. So holding my end of the deal with cooking and stuff, I would not enjoy that at all because I don't like to cook. Now I'll do everybody's dishes all day long if you'll cook for me. I'll clean your toilets. I hate cooking that much. I cook, but I hate it. But I really do love Amish people too, and I always say they're my people. Always. I always say that. What are the biggest predators you need to protect your chickens from? Do you have wolves, foxes, or anything? Lulu, you have the best questions.
The, um, the two biggest things, well, probably three biggest things, are domestic dogs, coyotes, and raccoons. That's the most common in this area.
The coyotes are the scariest thing, correct?
What's that?
The coyotes are the scariest, though, right?
Well, they can be scary, but I'm not gonna have to deal with the coyotes because my dogs will chase them away.
Have you already named your dogs?
Yep,
What are
yep.
they?
Missy and Ginger.
Missy and Ginger. Oh,
Yep.
I like that. How'd you come up with them names? Don't tell me you're watching Gilligan's Island.
Well, actually, Missy, I had nothing to do with. Deborah, Tiny Farm Nuggets. They're the ones that have the dogs right now. She'd already named Missy, and then Ginger, we kind of came up with together because she's ginger color. Mentioned it one day, and I said I like that name, and she asked Ginger about it, and she was in agreement.
She agreed
So,
with you. I was muted and didn't know it. Um, do you plan on getting any more dogs besides the two?
no, just the two would be all I'll have.
Man, that's a lot of animals, Peter.
Because I've only
You'll
got just a
never be
little over an acre
lonely.
and a half, and I don't want to get too many dogs there. Two will be plenty to
Yeah,
guard that property.
yeah. You'll never be lonely.
Nope.
About how far apart do all of does one homesteader live to the other?
Um, from the ones right here in this immediate area, there's not more than about a little over an hour is the longest between anyone.
Oh, okay.
Maybe hour and 15 minutes.
I I like I said when my husband and I went to dinner tonight, I was talking about you, and he was like, "Well, how far is it that he's moving?" And I said, "Well, Peter says that it's about 3 miles as far as Oh wait, don't tell me, Peter. I said Peter says it's about 3 miles as far as the crow flies. Did I say that right?
Well, what it was someone else said it's 3 miles. It's actually a little over 10 miles as the crow flies.
10 miles as the crow flies. That means the crow goes in a straight line. So if you were going from place to place, it would be 10 miles,
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
Damn, I'm learning stuff, y'all. I'm
Straight
learning
line.
this stuff.
And that's what when they say as the crow flies, they mean a straight line.
Yeah, but we got squiggly roads. So how long does it take in the squiggly road?
Well, that's a bit farther.
Yeah.
That's over 30 miles.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm
Lulu
actually going to
says we
look
have
it up
Midianite.
right now on Google Maps, and I
Yeah.
can tell you exactly by the road.
Okay. Lulu says we have a Mennonite community a bit north of me. I've I love them, and they have restored a very barren place into a thriving farm. Yeah, they're really hardworking people. They really are. We have Amish around here, of course, live in Indiana, and man, they're so hardworking. I would need a break. I've toured a couple of Amish farms, and there is no breaking for those people, y'all. They're up at the crack of dawn. They're eating breakfast, and those men are running out the door, and the women folk are doing what they got to do. And then they come back for lunch, and then they're gone again. And then they come back for dinner, and then time to read the good book, and then lights out, and they're all in bed to start all over again. Y'all, I would need about 500 breaks in the middle of all that. My back is just like, oh no. Is Peter going to move his house to where Jeff just moved his house? Joyce, Peter is moving into um, Jeff's old homestead. Got to add Peter to the stage again. There he is. Peter, make sure I have that correct. Joyce wanted to know, is Peter going to move his house to where Jeff just moved his house? And I told her that you were buying his old homestead, right?
I'm going to be moving into the house that Jeff is in right now. So I'm going to be approximately an hour from where his new property is.
Can you see the chat right there? What she's saying, Peter?
Yes.
So she said that someone and Anthony and Roxanne live on the same property, and David sold a Pikes of his property to DD5, and that Jeff had two houses.
Yep. Jeff had his shed to house that he's going to be moving into. He's got that on his new property now. And then he had the house that I'm going to be moving into.
Oh, peace. Okay, gotcha. Does that make
And I just
sense,
looked it up.
Joyce?
Like I looked up the mileage here. If you go over the mountains, it's why isn't it showing now? Well, I think it was 19 miles if you go over the mountains, but those are not good roads. They're very narrow, and it's a long ways down. But by the good road, go around the mountains, it's 36 miles.
Gotcha.
But as the crow flies, it's a little over 10 miles. So, big difference there.
Big
But
difference.
unfortunately, I don't fly.
Why is it as the crows fly? Why is it that kind of a bird? Is that just an old wives' tale saying?
I have no idea.
That's an old
That's
saying, though,
just
right?
something
As
I've.
the crow flies.
Oh, yeah, very old saying. I've
I
been
need to
hearing that
do a
ever
live.
since I was a kid.
Really?
Yep.
Leanie, what did I say? But Nugget, what did I say? Joy says that she watched them move Jeff's. I gotta look that up.
Yep.
Let me see. What is his name? I'll do it on my phone really quick and subscribe to him so I could stalk him. Bobblehead.
Bobblehead
Bobblehead
Homestead.
Homestead. I found him. There he is. Oh, yeah, he's got one on there. It says moving day Friday, 6 days ago. Oh, wow, nice. All right. Well, I
That wasn't him,
just
though.
subbed to him. Oh, that wasn't
That was
him?
another friend of ours that's just moved to Arkansas. They're going to be his neighbors.
Oh, nice.
But,
So
but
everybody
they're,
got together and helped?
yep. And that was Jen and Wiley. And Wiley is going to finish
Oh,
up
nice.
what Jeff needs finished up in his house. So they'll put his move date a little bit closer.
I'm a good sport. Thanks. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, honey. Peter knows me. LOL. Good peeps. So when you move, Peter, are they all going to come and help you get moved as well? Your friends?
There'll be just a couple people helping me. My move isn't going to be that much.
So is the trailer that you're living in right now, are they just gonna um like rent it out to somebody else? Is it being retired? What's the plan for
It
that?
it's going to be retired after I move out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The interior of it isn't too bad,
Then
but structurally, it's seen its better days.
gotcha. Yeah, Joyce said Jen and Wiley moved on Friday. Okay,
Yep.
gotcha. All right. Yep, I'm subbed up to him and that will what's going on, but Nugget? But Nuggets Homestead, good peeps. And I don't know what this means. I don't want to
You're not
say
going to
that.
understand most of what Brett says.
Okay. I won't understand most of what
He's,
Brett says. Okay.
he's a goofball.
Okay. I just removed that one comment. Yeah, we're kind of over here. We're just a little bit uh I don't know. We have to kind of watch the way we say stuff and don't want to hurt anybody's feelings and stuff. So um, I got mad mods. Those mad mods, they'll take you out, man. They will. We got naked bushes over here and mad mods. They look out for people over here, for real. For real. All righty, Peter, we have been on for almost 3 hours. I think I'm going to close this down pretty soon. And thank you so much for coming on. If you guys have not, I don't know who else here still. Can't see who's in the naked bushes. But if you guys haven't subscribed to Old Man King Homestead, which is Peter, please do that. Please do that. Go check him out, you guys. He's good stuff, good people. He's on Wednesdays and Sundays, right, Peter? Wednesdays and
Yes.
Sundays. And Peter, you're welcome to come over here anytime and hang out with me. We enjoy it. Enjoy it so much. Let me see
Okay.
what Joyce says. I need to watch some of the others. I do, Joyce. Remember when I told everybody I was like, Leanie's been hanging out with the homesteaders? Yeah, this is the group of people I've been hanging out with. They seem somehow have totally skipped all the drama. They Nobody's fighting over there. I'm digging it. I love it. I'm learning all kind of new stuff, you guys. I'm gonna talk Peter into getting me a fainting goat, naming it Leanie. maybe that's what I'm gonna get you, Peter, for your housewarming gift is a fainting goat named Leanie. You can handle that, right? Oh, well, Melly Joe's back, so
Sure.
we're just gonna have to hang out for Melly Joe for a while. That's what we're gonna do. Thanks for the safe place, love. Oh, you're welcome. It is a safe place here. It really is. That is Peter's channel, you guys. You are not a dummy. Don't say that. You are not a dummy, and you're always welcome here, and we appreciate you so much. You guys, let me just go ahead and give you some news for the ones. Do I watch David and DD5? I'm subbed to so many. Every person that drops a link um, in Peter's chat, I'm always subbing to everybody. So I could say I probably haven't watched them, but I'm probably subbed to them to tell you the truth. If their link has been dropped in his chat, I've subbed to them.
They don't
But
come into
watch
my
them,
lives.
you. Oh, they don't. Okay. Finally have friends. Yeah, we're friends up here. We're friendly people. We really, really are. We really are. You'll like it over here. I promise. I promise. So, what are you working on for tomorrow night? Just gonna get on there and chit chat?
But just be my normal stuff. Just let everyone know how things are going. Nothing special.
It's always special. It's always special because you're spending time with us, and that's important. Lulu says, grow a lemon myrtle tree. I
Nothing out of the
make
ordinary.
lemon myrtle.
Guess that's what I should say.
Lulu says, I make lemon myrtle water for coworkers and friends. I've never even heard of this stuff before. So good for you and refreshing. If you can buy them in the US, so many health benefits. I've never even heard of lemon myrtle trees.
I haven't either.
Never. That's not to say we don't have them. It's just Peter and I have not heard of them. So, yeah. What'd you get at the store, Melly Joe? What'd you get at the store? I just remembered, you guys. I have freaking what do you call those things in there? Um, stuffed potato skins. Yeah, that's what it is. There's stuffed potato skins in there, you guys. What up? Um, for those that didn't hear, I finally made it to 500 subs. Yay! Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for getting me there. That was my first really, really big. And what's funny about it, Peter, you can probably appreciate this. I don't know if you follow your numbers or whatever. I have been following my numbers, but this is the God's honest truth. Um, since what before I went to dinner, there was 501 subs, and then after I got out of dinner, there was 504 subs, and now there's 500 subs. So I'm always scared. I'm scared now to say I have 500 subs because if one person like says I'm out of here, then I won't no longer have 500 subs. So I'm scared to announce it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, YouTube takes a lot of subs away.
That's what my friend Tina was saying. She was talking about that today, how she lost 11 subs last week. And the only reason I watch them is because, I have two milestones. I have the 500 milestone, and then I have um, the 1,000 milestone. After that, I'm just done. But why would they take away subs? That don't make any sense.
They try to say, but it's not true, that they're inactive subs. But you haven't had a channel that long, so your subs haven't even had a chance to be inactive.
Yeah.
Same thing with me.
Yeah.
They were taking them away within the first couple of weeks.
Wow. Yeah, because I believe had a channel for 2 weeks and one day. And I mean, there have been people that have told me like I subbed up from all 5 of my channels. And first of all, who's got time to have 5 channels? I don't understand that. And I appreciate that. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I do.
But you have 5 channels? What do you do with all of them?
Yep. Well, one of them is just my Peter King channel that I had before I started YouTube, and this is the only one that I'm doing anything with right now. But I also have a channel for the chickens, the cats, and the dogs that eventually I'm gonna put content on there. And actually, what I'm thinking about doing is doing a long live on those channels, so someone can just come watch what the chickens are doing for 5 minutes if they want.
Uh-huh.
And I'll be monitoring it every now and then, but I won't be right there with it all the time. And then have a camera on the cats and just let that play, and people can
that's a good way to. Yeah, that's a good way to grow a channel like those too. Really, just leaving them on like that and doing them. And the other thing is I've been thinking about is this is my only channel, and I thought I probably should make another channel. Only because if this channel happens to go down, then how am I going to be able to find my people?
Yep.
So I thought about that. So maybe I will put out a I don't know, a community post or something to name another channel, figure out some ones that I really like, and then maybe do a poll on what we should name the channel. Um, because I do plan on monetizing this one, um, at least to make the money that I spend on this, on doing this, at least to make that money back, hopefully. If not, I'll still keep doing what I do. I still enjoy it. As long as I enjoy it, I'll keep doing it. Um, but uh, yeah, I think I need to do another channel just in case. Just in case.
Wouldn't hurt.
Let's see. Melly Joe, that is a cruel one of life's pleasures. Love mine with caramel sauce and ice cream. Yummy. You can make gluten-free ones, but doubt they are as good. What are we talking about? Oh, pancakes. Oh, that sounds good. My computer says you have 500. I know, right? And then your phone says 504. It's crazy. It really is. Because right now it says that I see I haven't done it yet, but um, so right now it says to apply now for the monetization for what do you call it? The YouTube Partner Program. And I don't know. I don't know how many subs I have, but I guess I should go ahead and do it before I lose any more. Because what had happened was this was my backup channel. When I started with two channels. My first one that I was going to use for true crime was disseminating Darling. And I only had it for like 2 days. 2 days. And I was in somebody's chat and it got taken down. I didn't say anything. Nothing. I don't know what happened to it. I can't get into it. I'm locked out of it. I don't know. Somebody got into my Google account. Um, it just was the craziest thing. So luckily, I had already started putting shorts on this one because this one was just going to be, a little bit of just whatever I love, you know, true crime, but mainly my dogs, my life, my need to be with people, the things that I like to do. And so when I told my husband about it, he doesn't know a whole lot about this, but he actually put, the virus blocks on my phone and on the YouTube and all that, so it can't happen because I don't know what happened. It still shows that it's there, like, but you can't sign in or out of it. Have you ever
That's
heard that
weird.
happening before, Peter? I know. So weird. Eclipse. Yeah, I was live during the eclipse. It was a great live. We had a good time here.
Is anything happening
I,
with the channel? Did someone hack you and change the sign in
I
information?
think
And
they changed. Yeah, I think they changed my password because the Google account was also changed as well. We couldn't get into it. Isn't that weird?
I've heard of that happening before.
Well, it sure happened to me, and I was sure upset about it. So I just started using this one all the time and never thought I should do something different. But um, I know I need to, in case I would be devastated if this one got hacked into. So devastated. I mean, I could see if I had thousands of subs, why would you do that? But that was a brand new account, a brand new account. And it only probably had like 11 people on it because it was only my kids and their families. So I don't understand what happened. It was weird. So
Yeah,
weird.
sometimes you just can't understand what these hackers are thinking.
Yeah. What's the point? You know what it probably is though? It probably has to do with also getting like credit card information and stuff like that. Well, they're dumb because I don't own a credit card and I don't
Yeah.
buy anything like that. I definitely would not use that Google account or anything like that to, um, you know, to buy anything online or whatever. I mean, that's just not smart anymore. It's too easy to get people's information. Well, not easy for me because I don't know what the heck I'm doing, obviously. I think I paid for StreamYard twice, and then I added another 100 hours for the love of God, for $4.99. So I don't know what I'm doing or how to find out what I'm doing. I have no, this is crazy, completely crazy. All right, guys, give me just a minute. I will be right back. BRB.
I guess it's all up to me now. Now I'm going to try to go through the chat and see any questions I missed in here. And then try to address them either in the comments or maybe I'll put a video out on my channel addressing these questions, and then everyone can check it out there. Well, I know I haven't been keeping up with chat very well tonight. I usually try to.
I'm usually really good about my chat too, except for when I have, if I have somebody um, on panel, it's harder for me to do. Um, but luckily, the mods are really good about checking. But you end up missing a lot of time. I love talking with chat. I love talking with the chatters. There's not a lot of creators that do that, that pay attention to their chat.
Yeah, I
Okay,
had
give me
one
just a minute.
friend
Let me
tell
let
me,
these Peter, let me let my dogs out. I'm gonna have to leave you as co-host for a minute, okay?
okay,
BRB.
one time I was, probably like, I think about 12 minutes behind in chat, and I was going down through and trying to answer questions and keeping up with the chat. And then I had another, he has a much larger channel, and he doesn't worry about his chat when he's doing a live. He's telling me, oh, just skip to the end. Don't worry about the chat. And I just don't do that. That's why I feel bad about missing questions tonight. So if anyone does have any questions for me that wasn't answered, just go ahead and put them in chat now, and I'll try to get them answered. My live would be tomorrow at 5:30 Central, and then I also have a live Wednesday evening at 10 o'clock Central. I haven't been putting many videos out lately, but I'm gonna get back to the regular videos. Hopefully, it won't be long, and I get back on a schedule. Well, maybe you should have been banned, Brett. Well, I wanted to move south. And the reason I chose Arkansas in particular is one thing, I got to know quite a few people in Arkansas from YouTube. And then I was offered a place to stay in Arkansas. So that was the deciding factor right there. And then once I got here, started looking for somewhere permanent to go to. Then I found that. So just everything just fell together. But I do love the climate here. Cost of living is much less than it was in New York. So it's just better all the way around. Yeah, that's something to think about because move to a new area, sometimes you do become lonely. But here, I've got more friends here than I did in New York. Yeah, I become part of the local community. The diner that I like to go to, I especially like their Saturday morning breakfast buffet. I was there this morning, and there was a guy came in. His birthday was yesterday, but apparently he didn't come in yesterday. They had him written down on the calendar that yesterday was his birthday. So they brought him out a piece of cake with a candle in it, singing happy birthday and stuff. And I was just kidding with them. Well, my birthday's July 31st. And it kind of just got laughed off. Then when I paid the bill to leave, the waitress asked me, "Now, what day do you say your birthday is?" And I told her. She wrote it right down on the calendar. So I guess I'm part of their diner family now. And then just other YouTubers in this area and stuff. I've been to a few events with them.
That's really nice that you became part of their.
Yep,
I'm
did.
sorry. I'm lagging again. Sorry. No, I think that's nice that they put your birthday on their little calendar. That's nice.
Yep.
Small towns are good because you're remembered, and it's easier to be a
Yes.
community in a small town. There's nothing like living in small towns, that's for sure. So did you answer this one, or are they everybody around you, are they like-minded homesteaders?
There is a lot of like-minded homesteaders around here. And then there's some that aren't homesteaders, but pretty much everyone gets along with everyone around here. Obviously, you have an
That is
occasional
really nice.
exception to that, but for the most part, everyone gets along, no matter who they are.
I got to heat up my heating pad thing for my neck. Sorry, Forgot to mute myself when I was doing that. It's terrible. All right. Anybody in the bushes up there got any questions for Peter? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Make sure you're subbed up to him. I appreciate that so much. Appreciate it so much. And if you haven't subbed up here, please do so. I don't know what's going on. 1 minute I've got so many subs, the next minute I don't have subs. I don't know what's happening with the subs. What's happening with StreamYard? Do you solely work off of StreamYard, Peter, or do you have OBS as well?
I'm always either StreamYard or directly from YouTube. But the last live that I did on YouTube while going through StreamYard,
Okay.
I had some serious issues with that.
Huh. Well, I don't know what had happened, but somehow I was signed out completely of StreamYard. Completely. When I went to sign on here. So when I went to sign back in, it was like you don't have any minutes left or talk left or whatever, live time left. It just had an option to record. And so and I don't know why that was. That was the oddest thing. So I reset the computer, the same thing came back up. And I have it set up where it just comes out of my checking normally. And so I just went and I repaid again and started all over. And then that didn't work. So then I added the $4.99 100-hour thing. It was insane. I don't know what's going on.
There was a couple of times I had
You should
issue
stream from your.
with StreamYard. What happened to me? I set
I know. Go ahead.
my live up, and when I went to try to start my live, it wasn't showing on StreamYard. It would say on YouTube I had an upcoming live. Well, when I went into StreamYard, it would say I didn't have anything scheduled.
Yeah, that's what happened too. Because I have had this scheduled with you since I think I scheduled it on Thursday, and it didn't even show that it had been scheduled.
Because I was looking for it because I wanted to share the actual link for the live on my community page,
Yeah.
and it wasn't showing on YouTube.
Oh, so it must have got shut off like a while ago.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Hmm.
I checked a couple times today, and I checked yesterday, and it wasn't showing anything.
That's weird because I didn't go live last night, and so I don't know what happened. It's annoying. It was annoying to me, and it gave me. Go ahead.
When I was having the issue, it was still showing on YouTube. It was saying upcoming live. But then when I went to StreamYard, you have no live scheduled. But obviously, since it was showing up on YouTube, because I had done it all through StreamYard, it was showing up on YouTube. So obviously, I had set it up on StreamYard. But then it just disappeared from that end for some reason.
Well, I knew some people were talking about earlier this week that StreamYard had shut down completely. So I don't remember when that was exactly. Or maybe it just shut down for different people at different times. I don't know. I'll just have my husband check tomorrow and see how many times StreamYard
normally
charged me.
It seems like normally when there's an issue with StreamYard or YouTube, it will affect certain people, but not everyone. I don't know why that
Well,
is.
maybe they do it in ranges. I don't know. Pink Peony. Hi, Pink Peony. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. She wanted to know how many chickens do you have in your flock right now?
Right now, between my older chickens and my younger chicks, I've got a total of 24.
And how many do you want altogether? I'm sorry.
Um, Altogether, I'll probably end up with around 50.
50 that you'll keep full time, right? And the other
Yeah,
ones you're going to be selling chicks as well. Yeah.
yeah. When I hatch out chicks,
That is,
I'll have more than that, but I'll have about 50 older chickens.
when do you plan on starting that process? Are you waiting to move?
Well, that's why I've got so many chickens right now, because I'm trying to get them raised up to the point where they can start laying and I can start incubating the eggs and stuff.
Pink Peony wants to know, do you get eggs year round?
Pretty much. They do slow down during the winter, but they haven't quit entirely on me. When I was in New York, the days are a little bit shorter during the winter there. There, they would quit entirely for a month or two. But here, where the days are just a little bit longer, they did slow down drastically, but they didn't quit entirely.
Do you think you're going to have to buy any more chickens to get up to 50, or will you be able to hatch those by yourself?
I'll have to buy some because the last bunch of chicks I bought, 4 out of the 5 Buff Orpingtons I bought died. So I need some more Buff Orpington pullets. And I was going to use my older rooster for the barred rocks, but I've decided now I'm just going to let him hang out with the 3 hens that he's always been with. So I'm going to need to get another barred rock cockerel. Or that I'll have to get.
Pink Peony also wants to know, do you ever add anything to the chicken's water to encourage or accelerate egg production?
I never have. And I get.
Wait, how long is the. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to answer this next question. I get different shades of brown egg. Some of them are lighter, some are a little darker. And I also have one that lays blue eggs.
Blue eggs? I've never seen a
And I've
blue egg.
got 5 more. What's that?
I've never seen a blue egg.
Yep. Yep, the Easter egger lays blue eggs. And I've got 5 more Easter egger pullets. And once they get up to laying eggs, they could lay, blue is the most common. Some of them lay green, and occasionally they'll lay brown eggs. The Easter egger isn't an actual breed. They're the mix that makes an Easter egger. Yeah, I'll also have to do a video of the eggs someday too.
Do you see this question, Peter?
Yep, I was just reading that. Well, when I sell the chicks, except maybe the barred rocks, I might be able to tell if they're going to be male or female. And then I'd be able to sell the female for a little bit more. But when I sell the chicks, I'll be selling them a straight run. So whoever buys them, they're going to be prepared to have both male and female. And I probably won't be hatching out a lot for myself, but I probably will hatch out some for myself because I'm going to have to get the number of hens up a little bit more to match more what the ratio should be between roosters and hens. So I'm going to end up with some extra males then. And probably most likely I'll end up giving the extra ones away. I don't believe that you can tint their food to get the egg color to change, Lulu. Because whatever Mother Nature has decided is the color their egg is going to be, that's what it is.
Wow, Pink Peony, I did not know that. Martha Stewart, she's a collector. Peter, I want to know how long does it take for you to realize if a chick is a male or a female?
Usually, relatively soon, you can start getting your suspicions about it. I would say within about 3 weeks. If you've got male and female of the same breed, you got something to compare them with, that is. Then that the males have a little bit bigger comb and it'll be more red than the females. That's what I went by when I got both pullets and cockerels. And I was right later on because I could pick out, okay, I think this one's the cockerel and the rest of these are pullets. And I kept track of them. And then when they got old enough to tell, I would write on that. And to tell for sure, it depends on the breed, but I would say normally by 3 months, you've got a pretty good idea of what you've got. But the barred rocks, they have a white spot on their head, and I gotta look up what's what on that. But one sex will have a small, well-defined dot on their head, and the other one will be bigger, and it won't be a nice round spot. And that you can pretty much tell from the day they hatch.
Pink Peony wants to know, would you ever consider getting some turkeys?
I don't have any plans to get turkeys, but it wouldn't really be out of the question. I think it's unlikely that I would, but I might. And I'm seeing, can you eat blue egg? Yes. It's just the shell. The inside of the egg is going to be just like any other egg. They're white, brown, blue, different shades of green. There's a light green all the way up to an olive green. All the eggs are edible.
Do they all taste the same?
The taste comes from what the chickens are eating. As far as the color of the eggs, that has nothing to do with the taste of them. They'll all taste the same, assuming they're eating the same stuff. There's certain
Did not
things.
know that.
I'm not gonna give any examples because I don't want to get anything wrong on this. But there's certain things that they eat. It can affect the taste of the egg, and then also the color of the yolk can change depending on what they're eating.
Yeah, I've seen some yolks that are actually orange. They're not
Yeah.
yellow. That kind of freaks me out a little.
I believe that the orange is more of the free-ranging chickens, where they're eating more grass and worms and grubs and stuff. And the yellow is more
All right, Pink Peony says, do you ever invite kids, preteens to help tend the animals, especially during the feeding time? My neighbor used to allow us kids to help a few times. They're cherished memories.
well, currently being on someone else's farm, I wouldn't invite people in. Once I get moved, I may do that if there's any kids in the area that are interested, which I'm not sure if there is. But that's definitely something that I would consider doing if the kids are around and they're interested in it.
Yeah, Mary, Melly Joe. That's what I knew that they were different kind of fed chickens for sure. Brighter yolks where cage chickens are not so bright. Hmm. I have put a dye through my hair and need to wash it out. Yeah, keep Cordy Delaney on the straight and narrow. That's right. Keep me going so I don't get in any trouble over here. Oh wow, that's crazy. Did you put egg? Have you ever heard of putting eggs in your hair, you guys? Have you ever heard of that? What, like
You know,
dropping egg in your hair and like leaving it in there and then washing it out later?
I had a beagle a few years back, and this is back when my mom was still alive. I was at work that day, and she had someone that was at the house that day, and she talked about how Sparky, my beagle, had dry skin. And she told my mom, if my mom understood this right, because she was starting to have dementia at that time, but if she understood it right. She told her to crack open a couple raw eggs and rub them in in Sparky's hair and leave it in there for a little bit and then wash it out. So I've heard of doing it with dogs.
I think my dogs would lick it all off before I get a chance to get it out because I give them a raw egg about twice a week. Probably should do it more. Raw eggs are very good for dogs. I heard it makes your hair shinier. Yeah, yeah, that and I've heard mayonnaise too, which just the smell of it just makes me. I love mayonnaise, but I couldn't imagine wearing egg white face mask. Oh no. Mm-mm. I could not imagine smelling like a raw egg. No, no, no. Orange egg yolks come from free range. My mom's chickens forage on her 5-acre property. My mom gets freaked out by the color. My brother's twins love the orange yolk eggs. Is she a homesteader as well? Pink Peony? Is your mom a homesteader? I get freaked out by seeing the orange yolk. I don't know why. I'm just like, oh my God, is it growing a chicken? I mean, you just never know. I've heard some weird stuff, you guys. And I'm gullible. If you tell me something, like I'm gonna believe it. So if you're pulling my leg, you better correct it really fast, or else I'm gonna go on. 5 acres is it's a big, big property. Big property. No, I wouldn't be doing the mayo and the hair either. Oh Lord, my dogs. I could just see this happening, you guys. They'd lick me all night long. Can you imagine sleeping with dogs? They'd be
They
licking my
sure would.
hair all night long. And I tried, y'all. I tried yesterday taking a nap without the dogs. I shut the door. They stayed at the door, and one of them just laid there and panted because he was upset, and the other one barked every like 60 seconds. It was ridiculous. I would just got up, open the door, and let him in. It wasn't work. I wasn't getting any sleep. They were not going to let me sleep. They want to be in there with me. We used to have a chicken in our yard when I was little. I love go down and collect the eggs every morning. I tried collecting eggs once, and I got pecked. And I walked out of that chicken coop. It was my ex-husband's um, parents' chicken coop, and I never went back in. I was like negative. Mm-mm. It hurt.
It does.
My big chicken, who was My big chicken, who was my pet chicken, she never pecked me. Never. Not even when she was eating out of my hand. She didn't. She just gently touched my hand and took it out. But when I was trying to collect those eggs, oh, mm-mm, nope, that was it for me. That hurts. She's not a homesteader, born and raised in Puebla, Mexico. They ate what they grew, also foraged for mushrooms during raiding season. Oh, nice. I understand that. So they're eating po, po, uh, pollo, local pollo. Pollo. That's how you say chicken, pollo. They're eating pollo over there. All right, y'all. This has been almost a 4 hour live. I am tired. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to get off here. Quit talking so much. I've talked my head off. I want to thank you guys for coming. Peter, thank you so much. You're
You're
really
welcome.
special,
I enjoyed it.
and I enjoyed completely having you. And anytime you want to chat or something's going on the homestead, I'll be in your chat. You can come in my chat and just let me know, and we'll get you up on panel and we'll discuss it.
Okay.
And
Sounds
I will
good.
see you tomorrow in yours. I will be over there.
Okay. Okay.
Big
Sounds
hugs to
good.
you, Peter. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming up, Peter. I appreciate you, honey.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye. All right, guys.
Okay. Have a
That
good night, everyone.
is you too. If you guys haven't subbed up to Old Man King Homestead, y'all do so. Peter goes live on Wednesdays and Sundays. I'll be in his chat tomorrow evening. Um, it's really cool, you guys. Well, I find it really cool. Um, and good people. They're good people over there for real. Um, I want to thank y'all for coming in, hanging out with us for like last 3.5 hours here. And you guys, I made it to a 504 subs. You guys, I made it to 504 subs. But now it says I have 500. So, irregardless, I made it to 500. So, I want to thank you guys for that, for all those that have supported me, especially from day one. Those that found me later, you guys are really special, special people. And honestly, never in my wildest dreams did I think I would meet the wonderful people that I have met here. And I thank you all for that. You all bring something different to my life. And I'm so, so grateful. You guys know I'm here for, I like interviewing people. I like finding out about your lives. Thank you so much, Pink Peony. Um, I like, to me this is my therapy, right? This is my therapy, and um you guys bring so much to my life you don't even realize it. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight, say thank you once again, say thank you to those that listen on replay. You guys are real rock stars, the real MVPs here. Thank you for the mods. You guys keep it real, and I appreciate that so much. I love you guys, and I will probably be on late tomorrow night. Like late tomorrow night depends on how late Peters goes, and then how long Tina's going to be around. So, yeah, if not, then I will definitely see you guys on Monday night. All right, you guys have a good night. Thanks for coming in. See you next time. Bye.
Okay. Have a good night.